And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ray Dennison Field. It's Ray Dennison Memorial Field. I should give you the proper full-length title here at Fort Lewis College. Thunderwolves football today in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. They take on Fort Lewis College. Thunderwolves of Csu-Pueblo looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. I'm Jim Brooks, joined today by Joe Cervi. Aaron Kinnischtzke is our producer and engineer today. Joe, look forward to a bounce back here today for the Thunderwolves.
What a glorious day. Coach Phil Vigil's first season at Csu-Pueblo, first RMAC road game. Supposed to be last week or 2 weeks ago against Western. They played at home instead. And we come to probably one of the most scenic, if not the most scenic places in the RMAC.
Yes.
Up here in the San Juans and Durango at Fort Lewis College. And first thing we notice, Fort Lewis goes back to the powder blue.
Yes.
It looks a spectacular look for Fort Lewis. I love that look. The leaves are changing. The sun is shining.
Natural grass.
Natural grass. It's time for Csu-Pueblo to get right.
Yes, exactly. We'll see where that starts. I think the problem the last couple of weeks, Joe, has been offensively just getting off to such poor starts. They put their defense behind the 8 ball. It's hard to hold up playing defense an entire ball game when your offense is struggling.
Yeah, 3 and outs. I know this sounds a little bit silly, but they haven't won a toss this year. So they've had the ball to start the game every game, and they have done nothing with that opening drive. And
except at Midwest.
At Midwestern, they did score. That was the best drive of the season.
Exactly.
And then they have done nothing since on that opening drive, and they need to get off to that fast start. We talked to Phil Vigil about, they call it the pointing of the ball. It's time to go right. And so he's been doing it at the start of practice now. This ones-on-ones, you got to go. And now that's what they got to do. They got to come out, and it's got to be ones-on-ones, get after it from the opening kick.
Thunderwolves, a bit of a wounded animal, a little battle of attrition for their offensive line, but the guys are going to trot out there. I think you're going to find out a lot of these guys are being pressed into action sooner than I think they'd want to, some of the youngsters, but they're acquitting themselves pretty well.
They have 11 healthy offensive linemen in the program. That's not very many if you're trying to play in national prominence. You want to have at least 2 deep at every position and then several reserves, but they have 11 healthy linemen, lots of youngsters, some true freshmen that are going to see the field, one that starts. It's a unit that we haven't talked a lot about, which is good. Okay, they acquitted themselves not as bad as we thought against Mines. Mines' defensive front's pretty good, but the offensive line, I think today is going to be the key for Csu-Pueblo's offense to find that rhythm and that groove.
All right, look to see if Chance Fuller can have a better ball game as well today at quarterback. He was injured last week in the first half. We surmised that just watching the way the ball wasn't coming out real crisply until the second half. They got whatever he had. They put that, we kidded him, my mom used to call it the don't hurt no more spray or whatever, but they seemed to get him well in the second half. He played much better in the second half of the game against Mines, but they really need to get a full effort out of him again for this team to go.
Well, I try to explain to people that Chance played great against Midwestern. It was a great game. They came out, they smoked him, and then he kind of fell off. But I said, well, okay, look who he played the next 3 games.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he played Little Sisters of the Poor. He played Grand Valley State, Western State, and Colorado Mines. So those are 3 top 20 teams, and if this game's hard enough to play when you're healthy. So when you're dinged up and you're trying to run an offense, it's even that much harder.
And Fort Lewis, they're coming off one of their closest efforts in a long time. They had a chance to win that ball game late against Adams State. A late field goal did them in.
They did. They lose 25-24. And folks, I don't want to harp on this. I'm not going to say too long. But this is a program that has not won a football game of any type since 2019. Almost to the day, we're 1 week away from their 2019 anniversary of their last win. They even lost 2 games during the COVID season when they played in March. So you don't want to be that team that snaps that streak for Fort Lewis.
All right, we'll come back after this timeout. We'll talk to the head coach, Phil Vigil. That all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Dennison Field here in Durango, Colorado. We're on the campus of Fort Lewis College. We're going to do the Phil Vigil interview on our next segment. Operator error on myself. I sent it to the wrong email address. I went back in time and sent it to Aaron's Adams State email, which is on my phone. I didn't send it through my computer. Long story short, Joe, operator error.
Well, it happens.
It happens.
It's
there.
And it's happened for 5 weeks now.
That's right. We haven't had a perfect game yet. We haven't even sniffed a perfect inning.
No, we are
so far.
We have they might our fantasy football league team right now has technical difficulties. That is just who we are right now, and we do everything we can to bring this to you. Jim people you don't know. Jim not only prepares more than any announcer that I've ever known or worked with, but that's just the front facing. His behind the scenes is 10 times worse. And the colorful language we use on the air is a lot different than the colorful language we use off the air, because that's the way it goes.
Well, I'm a golfer. I learned certain words before I learned other words when I was a young kid.
And then some. But we're here now. We have the most beautiful view in football. We have a great day, a little bit of a breeze, and we have a chance for the Thunderwolves to get that first RMAC win, that first road win, that first.
A lot of firsts.
Well, and that first not a top 20 team on our schedule. I can't iterate enough how hard their schedule has been so far.
Well, they're just replacing a top 20 with a bottom 20.
With a team that hasn't won in 4 years. So, Jim and I have sat in this booth.
Watched them
lose in 2017 when they won the RMAC. And we sat in this booth in 2014 when they won the national championship and watched them lose. So we've had the front row seat to some of the biggest, strangest, most unnerving, and amazing games.
Yeah. And speaking of front row seats, probably our best vantage point in the year as far as proximity to the field. There is a track between old cinder track, but we're only maybe 10 rows up where they have this press box built here. It's a long press box. This place will hold 6,000 people if you put everybody in the grass.
Right.
They never come close to that, but we've had a couple thousand here before.
Between here and Shadron, this is where we feel like we're part of the action.
But this Johnny Cox of Fort Lewis, he is an alum. I think that's what you got to have somebody with some kind of tie that wants to see this place go. They've had a lot of gypsies run through here. They're one and done guys.
Well,
and he's retooled the roster twice now. He brought a lot of people in last year. He said, you know what, that wasn't right. So he's brought 75 new guys in this year.
And Johnny Cox, if you go through the Fort Lewis record book, he's the most decorated receiver in school history. Little twist. He was recruited to Fort Lewis College by none other than
John Riston.
When John Riston was part of Gary Barnett's staff at Fort Lewis back in the day.
Little tidbit there. All right, we're coming back after this timeout. And now we'll talk to Phil Veal. That's all coming away next. It's part of the Thunderwolves pregame show here on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Thunderwolves pregame show. And joining me now, head coach Phil Veal. And Phil, the first 4 games, very tough. Finally, maybe get a chance for a breather, but I'm sure you're hearing none of that.
No, we're not taking Fort Lewis lightly. They've done a really good job. Coach Cox has done a really good job of turning around his roster, and 75 new players to their roster this year. They've got some playmakers on offense and defense, and they're playing very, very hard right now. They almost came away with a victory against Adams State last week at Adams State and had a chance, and Adams kicked a field goal as the clock was running down, and this is a very good football team. I know their record doesn't show it right now, but we've got to go in there and take care of business.
Well, I'm sure that's the first thing I've noticed. It seems like they're on the upward trend, and I guess that's a positive sign for them.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, Coach Cox is an alum there. Coach Riston actually recruited him there, and he understands what it takes to win at that place, and he's taken the necessary steps to be able to do that. And so we're not going to take them lightly. We're not going to take anyone on our schedule lightly. We can't afford to do that right now. And so we've got to go in and take care of us and take care of the football and go play the pack away.
Well, you seem to be a historian. You know about the rivalry you have with these guys. Even when the Thunderwolves had a national championship team, a conference champion team in 2017, went down there and lost at their place. They're tough there.
They are. It's a hard place to play. It looks like, according to the weather report, we could have some thunderstorms tomorrow, and brought up the 2014 team. They entered that game, beating Sam Houston State on the road. They have a 42-game conference win streak, and they lose at Fort Lewis. And there was a 2-hour and 15-minute weather delay, and so we've been talking about that all week. We've been talking about how hard it is to play in Durango and what the challenge that these guys present. And we've got to make sure that our mind is right to play this football game, whether we have a delay, whether there's weather. It doesn't matter. Spot the ball. Let's go get after it.
Well, preparing for them, they're kind of tough. 2 quarterbacks, so you got 2 guys to prepare for one. I guess run and shoot. One runs, one shoots.
Yeah, they're pretty balanced offensively. You know, they do a really good job of being about 50-50 run pass. They've got some playmakers at the receiver position that have done a really good job this year. And then, yeah, they do have two quarterbacks. That number 12 will come in sparingly, and he's not just a runner; he'll also throw it, and they've proven that. But they're very good. We got to take care of business.
Well, I'm sure taking care of business means getting going offensively early in a ball game. That's been a problem of late.
Yeah, we've got to establish the run early, and we've got to be able to stay on the football field, and that's something that Coach Brown and Coach Graff, our OCs, are really have done a really good job this week in practice and scaling back a little bit so we can, you know, really be masters of what we do and do well. And so that was kind of my challenge to our staff, is get back to who we are and our identity. And I think we did that all week in practice. Hopefully it shows on Saturday.
I'm sure the defense probably wants the offense to maybe hold up their end of the bargain. I guess that's the way you look at it. The defense just can't hold up the entire ball game. You've had some pretty good efforts, I think, but just too many times out there.
Yeah, I don't think that's really the mentality. Those guys want to be on the field. They want to be on the field as much as they possibly can be, and it's not we're doing our job, you're not doing their job. They're not doing our job. You know, that's not what we're going to be. It's a team game, and there are going to be games where, you know, we lose in double overtime, 58-49. No one said a word about the defense, you know, and so it's one of those things. It's every single week you ebb and flow, and you got to be able to. Sometimes you're going to lean on the defense, sometimes you're going to lean on the offense, and everybody understands it's a team game, and we got to go out there and do our jobs.
Well, offensively, you mentioned some of the things they do. What do you do defensively to try to slow that down?
Well, I think, you know, for us, it's about stopping the run. We have to be able to stop the run, and everything starts with that. And so we're going to gear up to be able to stop the run this weekend, and then force them into passing situations. And if we feel like we can do that, then we can let our defensive backs go to work on their receivers and let our defensive line really lean on their pass rush, and so that's kind of our plan defensively. We got to find a way to get off the field on third downs. We didn't do a great job of that against Colorado School of Mines, and then obviously we want to create some turnovers, and so that's our keys of victory on the defensive side is stop the run, get after the quarterback, and create some turnovers.
All right, good luck today.
Thank you very much.
All right, Thunderbolts head coach Phil Vigil back with the starting lineups. Opening kickoff all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Ray Dennison Field here in Durango, Colorado, on the campus of Fort Lewis College. Jim Brooks along with Joe Cervi. Aaron Kinnischtzke is our producer and engineer today of Thunderwolves football. Joe, let's get right to it. The keys to victory for today's game first for the Thunderwolves.
Jim, the fast start, we cannot reiterate enough. They have got to do things with the ball. They have to do, and they have to finish drives. So starting fast and finishing drives is just something that they haven't been able to do these last three games. And for them to get that taste out of their mouth, get in that rhythm, find it early, see what they can do offensively, that's a key. Defensively, they need to play a little bit more free. I think we saw a little bit of, it's kind of hard against Colorado Mines, but against every other team, we've seen them play a little bit free, a little bit aggressive. I'd like to see them get back to that aggression. And third, special teams, and when you're on the road, are such a key. We haven't even talked about it. They didn't even bring their punter. They had punter tryouts this week. And the guy that was demoted as their starting kicker from last year is now their starting punter for today.
Sullivan Moon will be that man. For Fort Lewis, what do they have to do to pull off the upset?
I think Johnny Cox would like to be able to shorten the game a little bit and control the ball, keep it away from Csu-Pueblo's potentially potent offense. They use a two-quarterback system, and one throws a little bit better and one runs a little bit better. So I think that they would like to see some offensive production from both quarterbacks. Defensively, they just can't give up the big plays. CSU plays, a lot of teams have hit them for big plays this season.
All right, there are your keys to victory for today's ball game. We'll come back. We'll give you the weather conditions. There's a hint. Right now, it's perfect on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Ray Dennison Field here in Durango, Colorado. Here are your weather conditions for today's ball game. Going to be 69 degrees at kickoff. Expect a high by the end of the game at 73 degrees. Negligible wind conditions right now. Not much to speak of. But there is a chance of thunderstorms. They're saying the thunderstorms will move in around 2 and on. So we could have the old dreaded weather delay here as the day rolls on. We'll keep you posted on that as well during the ball game. Opening kickoff comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Ray Dennison Field here in Durango, Colorado. Skyhawks have made their way out onto the field. Thunderwolves fashionably late right now. Joe, I guess they're getting their last-minute instructions.
It's a trend. They've done this. This is the third game in a row where they've kind of slow-played the entrance. I don't know if it's a ploy or if they just didn't get the game time memo.
Maybe it's the Tommy Johnson strategy. Tommy, if you're listening, welcome. But we had a game last year where nobody gave him the notice. It was at Regis, I think. And Regis was out there on the court, and the Thunderbolts were still in the locker room. They didn't come in. They finally got him out there. They had to run right out onto the court.
There they come.
Yeah, here they are making their way
out.
out.
A little slow playing and making way. There's 3:05 left on the countdown clock, so they're not late technically.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe for the coin toss.
Thunderbolts with a different look as they do each and every week. Today they're going with the red pants. I like this look. Red pants with the white jerseys.
I do too. I was just going to say the same thing. This is kind of a sharp look for them.
And we've thought all year long they've been kind of backwards, and they need a wardrobe consultant.
You know, the fashion police. You don't wear blue when you're playing mines,
and you don't wear red when you're playing Western. You cross it up a little bit.
Yeah, well, help your quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
In case they're colorblind, to help your quarterback.
All right, the captains have raced out to the side. Now here come the rest of the Thunderbolts. They're coming out onto the field now from our right.
And they're taking the direct route across the middle of the field, and the referees are like, you got to go wide there, guys. Go that way.
They are in the process of renovating this field a little bit. They're building a new scoreboard, a new video board off to right. It'll be ready for next year's games, but it's they've got the posts in the ground, the infrastructure, I guess you'd say, for next season here. It's they got great facilities for soccer. Basketball it's a tough place to come in here and play basketball every year. Football's been, kind of the forgotten one, but they're trying to ramp it up a little bit down here.
Well, it's a great place if you want. I think it'd be fun to recruit here because you could just bring them up here and say, look, and you just show it out there. So it's neat that Johnny's invested in football, and I think the athletic department is as well.
All right, getting the coin toss out at midfield right now.
Let's see if they win a toss. They did win the toss and deferred. That's the first time in 5 games that Csu-Pueblo. Now 3 of them they didn't get to call, or 2 of them they didn't get to call because they were at home. Or 3 of them, excuse me. But that's the first time. That's the first toss they've won this year.
All right, Thunderbolts will
They will defer.
Then the goal to our right when they kick off here, the south goal.
So they'll have what little wind they have will be at their back.
Yeah, you can hear a little bit there in the referee mic. I don't know if that was wind or just interference coming through there. But what breeze we do have is coming out of the south, and it's picking up a little bit out there as you look. And that's what we got to keep an eye on. When we start to notice the wind picking up, we know there's probably weather behind it. There's a little system coming in from the southwest. You can just see it just reminds you of a regular sunny summer afternoon in Pueblo, Joe, and then all of a sudden, an hour later, there's clouds on the horizon. So that's what we'll be keeping an eye on here today.
Yeah, and if you're in Pueblo, if it comes from the north or the west or even the south, you're okay. But if it circles back from the east, you're done.
Yep. It'll get socked in. So we'll see how that develops here. Skyhawks in their home powder blues. They look like the San Diego Chargers a little bit, that color scheme.
It's kind of cool. They got a number, their jersey number on one side of their helmet, and then the Skyhawk logo on the other side. Powder blue jerseys with the gold stripe on the shoulder pads. This is a good look.
And Joe and I tend to be superficial sometimes with the uniforms, but this one, the numbers are crystal clear. We can see them. Yep. We love it. The Thunderbolts in their white jerseys with the red numbers, they stick out, so there'll be no problem identifying anybody here today.
So what you're saying is it's on us now.
Exactly. It's not like it was in Western Colorado
anybody.
where you couldn't see anything on the Western Colorado jerseys.
Those should be
terrible.
Illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
They get the cheerleaders got their little talons up for Skyhawk.
I like it.
The Csu-Pueblo does the Thunderwolf and the Rams do the Rams, but down here they got the little talons for the Skyhawk.
Kicking off for the Pack, Evan Lyons.
True freshman.
He's out of Superior, Colorado. Went to Monarch High School.
Or as they like to call it, Mohai.
Fort Lewis, they kind of scatter. They were kind of huddled up in the logo. Now they start to spread out here, waiting to see how the Thunderwolves are going to align. They'll have Peyton Monson and Drake Cortez back to receive the kickoff. At least that's who they announced. Looks like we got one different guy out there. Here's the kick. And it's going to sail out the back of the end zone. Not going to matter. It hits 3 yards behind the back line. So the Skyhawks will start this ball game from their own 25-yard line. We're right on the 45-yard line. You can't ask for a better vantage point here, except for this post here in my way here, Joe, but I'll work around.
Well, you got one post. I have a post, Ben, and 2 window panes. So I win.
There you go. Fort Lewis going to start with the ball on the left hash mark.
Look at Danielle Dixon just out there, not even. He said, "We gonna play, guys?"
Yeah, here we come. That tells you Danielle knows it's man-to-man for my guy.
Yeah, I got this guy. That's what he's pointing out.
He's going to pick up.
Good to see Cody Ramming, left defensive end. He's been dinged up. I was told before the game that he is 100% healthy and good to go.
Quarterback is Braden Wingle. He's thrown 5 touchdown passes this year. Tall guy. Steps in the pocket. Here comes a blitz off the edge. He gets away from it. Now he's running for his life to the right and is going to get forward for a couple yards is all. Thunderbolts had good rush off the edge there. They just didn't get him on the ground off the edge. It was Rulo coming in there.
And Finney, from his right defensive tackle position, chases the quarterback out. Flushed him.
So Rulo kind of on a safety blitz that time off the edge. He creeped up, but quarterback got right by him. It's a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 here for the Skyhawks. They bring a man in motion across the formation. That's the tight end Barreras. He resets. They're going to hand it around the right side. Nice cut across the 30, 35, 36-yard line. First down for the Skyhawks. Running back is Cameron Mack. Cameron on the year, 3.7 yards per carry. Does have a 34-yard run this year. 50 carries, 187 yards on the year. First down for the Skyhawks.
Very patient on that run, letting it set up and then getting right behind one of his big guys.
So 1st and 10, Fort Lewis from their own 36-yard line. Just underway here in Durango. No score, obviously. They go to the pistol this time. Bring the tight end in motion. Now he'll reset on the right side. And they fake the handoff. Here comes the pressure off the edge, and they got him. And the ball gets away.
Live.
That's loose. That should be a pickup and score for the Thunderbolts. Touchdown. Rulo has it. He takes it on into the end zone as Wingle. Now the officials are going to talk it over.
Well, there's a flag.
Flag is down back here at the 36-yard line. We'll see what that's all about.
Csu-Pueblo might have lined up off sides.
And the fans starting a smattering of applause, and it leads you to believe, because if it had been a pre-snap penalty on Fort Lewis, it's going to be a 5-yard offside penalty against the Thunderbolts. So nullify the touchdown.
Well, the right side got in so quick, maybe that's why. But it was a great play, scoop and score. All for naught.
Referee never did, or unless he made the signal.
He made it way over there. Yeah,
Okay.
he was trailing, but it was offside Csu-Pueblo.
So it's 1st and 5 from the 41-yard line. So potential first big play of the ball game by Rulo, starting at safety today, nullified. Trips to the left this time. Well, we got to turn down our crowd. Got a guy on the phone right on our crowd mic. Here's the pass over the middle, incomplete. Apologize for that. I'm going, who is that guy talking in my ear? And now he's backing away from our mic, so that's nice of him.
Zach Gamont, the wide receiver from Fort Lewis, that ball went right through his hands. It had so much smoke on it that Corey McClellan didn't even see it go by his face.
2nd down and 5 now for the Skyhawks.
I think Braden Wingle's going to see pressure all day from this Thunderbolt defense.
This time he's got a bunch formation just off the left tackle. Now they bring a guy in motion. That's the tight end Barreras. He resets on the right side. And they're going to hand it up the middle to Mack, and he gets nothing and has to like it. No gain on the play. It'll set up 3rd down and 5.
Jaden Franklin from the defensive line, from his defensive end position. And somebody's hurt now, a lineman for Fort Lewis. Helmet off already.
Yeah, he is in a lot of pain. He's going to try to fight it off and get up, and I guess he's going to be all right. Maybe he got something in the eye there, Joe. It's kind of weird how he flipped the helmet off immediately. We'll keep an eye on that. The injured player for the Skyhawks is their starting right tackle. It's Rafe Wilkins. Rafe is a sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona. 6'2", 280-pounder. He goes right to the training table. Not sure what they're going to work on here. They're taking inventory is what they're doing right now. 3rd down and 5 for the Skyhawks. Empty backfield for Wingo. Thunderbolts jump into the neutral zone, but they get back on side. Nobody moved on the opposite side, so that's okay. Scipio trying to come off the edge here. Here's the snap. Look right, pass right, caught, forward, close to the first down, going to be about a yard short. A little wide receiver hitch over here on the right side, but he did not get forward for the first down. Ball completed on the play to Gamont.
See what Johnny Cox thinks now. Less than a yard. Well, I guess the way they have it spotted, it's a full yard.
Yep.
And you haven't won since 2019. You go for it.
They're going to go trips to the left here.
Watch the hard count. They've already been almost guilty of it twice. They were guilty of it once.
They are going to run it up the middle, and the Thunder will stuff it. And now second effort gets forward. He's short, though. Unless they give him fudge it ahead here. There's no way he got there, but the official on this right side looks like he's going to stick his foot in the ground right at the mark. They are going to give him the full yard.
I'm not sure if he got it, though, Jim. I think he had to get to the – well, I think he got it by a half a football.
Could be one of those replay things
right
here.
They just gave it to him. They didn't even measure.
Thunderwolves could go to the replay here. He did not have it. He was a half yard short.
But they also had him 3 yards behind and didn't bring him to the ground. That's on them. Make the tackle. Right?
Yeah, and now Phil Vigil arguing his case. Will he go to the replay?
You
and
do not want to
upset.
challenge that one.
Yep.
But they had him tackled behind the line of scrimmage and let him get through.
They get the playoff, so no review. Here's a pass in the pocket, trying to get away. Wingo rolling to his right, fires up the sideline. And it is right on the sideline. They're saying it's a catch.
See, and this is what bothers me about football today, Jim. They let up their rush on Wingo because they didn't want to hit him going out of bounds, and he has enough time to make a pass for 7 yards.
Monson up to the 47-yard line of the Thunderwolves, so 2nd down and 3 upcoming.
They're getting pressure on him. They're just not getting to him.
2nd down and 3 for the Skyhawks. Just underway here. 11:25 to go in the first quarter. No score from Durango, Colorado. Barreras on the left side. He resets. Miscommunication here. Wingo's going to have to keep it. Look out, and he is smoked on the sideline. Ball knocked out of bounds. Fumbled backwards. So it'll be back to the 49-yard line. So they're going to lose 4 on the play. It'll set up 3rd down now and 7.
I think that one's on Wingo. I think he went the wrong way for the handoff because the entire play was designed to go to the left.
Yeah, he did the old spinorama and spun the wrong way. You're right, Joe.
Again, Csu-Pueblo with defense in the right place. They just seem a step slow. Maybe it's that continental breakfast.
Either that or, adjusting to the natural surface. You're just not as quick on this surface as you are on the artificial.
That's why I think misdirection works really good on this because you can't get that foot in the ground.
3rd and 7. They go to the pistol. Mack lines up right behind Wingle this time. Straight drop back by Wingle. Pressure off the edge. Pass over the middle. Caught. 1st down. Inside the 40. Inside the 35. Ball's fumbled. It's loose, but I think it went right back to the receiver. Thunderwolves trying to strip it away there, but I don't think they got to it. He was Calvin Rabb on the Rabb, and he's got the 1st down to the 35-yard line. He recovers his own fumble.
Just snuck behind the defensive front and in front of the linebackers. No one near him.
That's only the 3rd grab of the year for Rabb, but it's a big one. It's a 1st down for the Skyhawks down to the 34-yard line of the Thunderwolves.
Maybe that's why nobody defended him. Dude doesn't catch passes. He does now, though.
So 1st and 10 Skyhawks. 9:55 to go. This is a tailor-made drive for them so far. They've already taken 5 minutes off the clock. They're on the move. Now they got to pay it off with a touchdown. Now they're going to call timeout as Braden Wingle didn't have the right personnel. Timeout on the field. 9:47 to go here in the first quarter. No score on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Durango, Colorado. Fort Lewis attempted to run a play, but they drew the Thunderwolves offside. 2nd time that has happened today. Well, they're going to say false start, though, on Fort Lewis. Maybe a snap infraction there.
Well, I think the left tackle kind of flinched, and then that brought everybody over.
All right, so 5-yard mark off against the Skyhawks. So it makes it 1st down and 15 from the 39-yard line of the Thunderwolves.
It might be a makeup call for missing the 4th down ball spot.
Well, Thunderwolves have had a couple chances to get off the field here in this drive. They just haven't got it done. So it's 1st and 15 from the 39 for Fort Lewis. No score.
The play clock hasn't started. You can have as long as you want.
Straight drop back. Pass over the middle. Caught. Spinning forward. Down to around the 32-yard line. On the catch, it's Drake Cortez, his 10th grab of the year.
Taking advantage of all the wide open space underneath. Csu-Pueblo giving him way too much respect. Backpedaling off of press coverage. Wingle just taking 7 yards underneath every play.
Ball down to the 31-yard line. It's 2nd down and 7. He's in an empty backfield this time. Double wide out, or trips to the left actually this time. He's in the pocket, goes up the right sideline. He's going for it all, and it's incomplete. And thought there might be a little contact there, but Rubbin's racing, Joe, as we say.
Well, and that ball
there
was uncatchable,
right.
So for either guy. But when you're empty backfield, to me, that's when you send somebody to go get Braden Weigel.
So now it's 3rd down and 7. They've been pretty good so far in this game on 3rd down. They did miss on 1, but they ended up picking it up on 4th down. So they've overcome everything so far on this drive.
Well, and this is 2-down territory because of where you're at on the field.
So it's 3rd and 7 at the 31. He does have Mack on his left hip, sends the tight end motion left side, play action. They go to the tight end left side. Big guy puts his head down. He's hit down. Good defense by the Thunderwolves. Eli Pittman coming up there, making the stop after a short gain down to the 29. So it's going to set up 4th down and 5.
Now that size difference between Eli Pittman and the tight end was noticeable, but he still made the play. Like I said, this was probably 2-down territory regardless, because you don't really gain anything if you punt.
Well, their kicker is Villachino, and he is a 37-yard long this year, 4 out of 7.
This is well past that.
4th and 5 from the 29. Ball's on the left hash mark. Trips to the right, double wide out left. Thunderwolves come in with massive substitutions. They're going to get caught. They tried to call a timeout, and they got one. Thunderwolves did get the timeout called. We'll keep it right here, as this is going to be a quick one. But the Thunderwolves are going to get caught with too many men on the field, and Phil Vigil very alertly there got the timeout call before the ball was snapped. Otherwise, it would have been an automatic 5 yards and a 1st down.
Just not crisp right off the bat. We talked about a fast start. I'm not seeing it, Jim.
Well, Fort Lewis, they did not change personnel. The Thunderwolves probably thought they had, and then they got caught. They noticed they were running out there, and the officials said, nope, we're ready to go. A lot of times, if the offense makes a change, then the defense can match. But the offense stayed with the same personnel that time, and the Thunderwolves wanted to change, but they didn't have time to, and that's why they had to take the timeout call there.
And like you said, Phil Vigil's standing there right with the side judge was right next to him, and as he saw his guys come off, he just had to blow the.
Well, this drive already taking 6 minutes and 35 seconds off the clock. We're down to 8:25 to go here in the first quarter. No score, but as Joe said in the keys of the game today, one of the keys for Fort Lewis, shorten the game.
Yeah, the less you let them have chances to score, the better if you're Fort Lewis. And textbook opening drive by the Skyhawks. Much different attitude from the Skyhawks, don't you think, that we've seen in the past few years?
They're going to go trips to the right, double wide out left. It's 4th down and 5. Wingle will try to get rid of it quickly here. Only needs 5 yards on this 4th down play. He's in the pocket, goes over the middle, caught and dropped. Had the man open for the 1st down, but he bobbled it and could not secure it. That one's all on Zachary Command. It would have been an easy 1st down for the Skyhawks. As it is, it goes over on downs to the Thunderwolves.
Again, wide open in the pattern on those little crossers underneath. Csu-Pueblo going to have to figure that out a little bit. Garrett Groff, or Cade Foskey, the defensive coordinator, is going to have to shore up those little crossers.
So the Thunderwolves come out on offense. Chance Fuller, the quarterback. Martinez is the tailback. Cook is wide to the left, along with Rhett's left. Actually, it's Lucky Dude looks like he's in the slot here. Let's see. Now they send Martinez in motion to the left side, and Thunderwolves get a pre-snap penalty here. They did have Lucky Dude in the slot to the left, Joe. That tells me they're going to run some kind of screen pass over here to Martinez, but the Thunderwolves moved before the ball was snapped, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
You always know the guys in the pattern that are going to get the ball because they take off just a hair early.
So it's 1st and 15 now for the Thunderwolves. Back at the 24-yard line. 8:21 to go here in the first quarter. No score. First possession of the game for the Thunderwolves. Now they're going to go with Rakowski in the slot to the left. Cook is wide to the left. They give the ball up the middle to Martinez. Puts his head down and fights forward for about 5. Got all the penalty yards back, it looks like. Might say his knee was down back at the 28. So gain of 4, 2nd down and 11.
Going the hurry up. At least get to the line of scrimmage. No subbing. And they go in the hurry up. Oh, my.
Pass wide outside and gets away from Rakowski. They were trying to throw the little wide receiver screen to Rakowski as Cook was engaged blocking on the play. So they were hoping that Rakowski could grab it and make a move, but the pass sailed high over his head out of bounds. So now it's 3rd down and 11. And so far, this last 3 games for the Thunderwolves, the first drive of the game has been 3 and out. And they're dangerously close to doing it again here. They get him into the neutral zone. Flag is down.
Free play.
Up the right sideline for Retzlaff. He's got it in the clear. 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown Thunderwolves.
That's a way to get right away.
Beautiful pass by Fuller and Retzlaff. He's a big target, and he hauled it in and got away right up the sideline for an easy score. It is offside against Fort Lewis, so the touchdown stands.
How big is that drop now on 4th down for Fort Lewis? They
Huge.
moved the chains. Instead, Csu-Pueblo gets it. Boom. 6-0.
So 72 yards on the touchdown pass, we believe. We'll see if that's where they go officially. It might be 71. Willigan to try the extra point. Perfect on the year, 15 out of 15. Now the Thunderwolves may go for 2 here. They go in a wild formation. Bring a man in motion. That's lucky to. They are going to snap it on the left side of the tight end. Dvorak is into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. There you go. That's something different. 8-0 Thunderwolves. And we're not at our timeout window, so we'll keep it here. But what a crazy turn of events for the Pack. They get the drop ball on Fort Lewis possession, overcome a 3rd and 11 with the big strike.
Yeah, and Retzlaff has been that guy that from before the season started, Phil Vigil said, there's a guy that's been impressing us as an entire staff, and it's been Reggie Retzlaff. And how about going for 2 right there? I think it's just give everybody else something to see on film, but where was that against Grand Valley?
Yeah, it would have been the play to win it.
Oh, my.
Yeah, they just they had the holder in there as was Evan Lyons. Then they split everybody out to the left. They had Dvorak kind of in a tailback position behind the rest of the line. They direct snapped it, and then right to Dvorak, took it on into the end zone.
If you ever played
kind of
football,
a cool play.
If you ever played football in the street, or if you ever played football right in your front yard, side hike.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That was a
good
side
way
hike.
to describe it. The direct snap to Dvorak, and he puts it on into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
That was a side hike.
And now they have brought the, you know what? Well, we should have done our media timeout as they brought the guy out there. But
That's
we'll
all right.
get it. We'll get it in here eventually. So
I'm thinking there's going to be more scoring.
yes,
I don't think this is going to be an 8-0 game. I just got the best text you can get though at this time of year though, Jim. My chilies are ready at Brian Kreitz's.
nice.
Kreitz Produce. That's
Like
who I
that.
use, and Brian's he's a good friend of ours, good friend of Jim's. And those farmers had it tough this year.
Yeah, a lot. Too much rain
And hail.
and hail killed them. That one storm was just brutal though. In August there.
Boy, but if you want to text at the end of September, early October, from your chili guy saying, "Hey, your order's ready,"
And he does them
Oh,
up right for you, right?
he
gets
does.
them all
He's-
chopped up, so you
they're
don't have to worry
chopped,
about all that.
processed, roasted, peeled. They are top notch. And, at my age, I just like to cook them and eat them. I don't.
You don't like to sit there and skin it.
No,
and
I
throw
did
the
that.
bag
When,
and
we did that as
make
a
the mistake
family.
of rubbing your eyes.
When the kids were little, we thought it was it was very romantic to do that. Give them some culture of Pueblo. Now they like are. Can I have a bag of chilies, Dad?
All right, Thunderwolves to kick it off here, leading the ball game 8-0. So if you had 8 in the pool this week, you got a chance. That's usually you get saddled with 8 in the first quarter. You're like, how am I going to get that number? Well, you just got it. So far. Lions to kick it off. Last time he sailed it 3 yards out the back of the end zone. And now he's going to try a pooch kick. And they got a chance. They go up there. Oh, they had it and lost it out of bounds as Pittman had it in his hands but couldn't secure it. It goes out of bounds, so Fort Lewis will have great field position now at the 49-yard line. They had it executed.
Well, there's a flag there, and they may call this illegal touching, but he was well past 10 yards.
Yeah, there is 2 flags over there on the sideline.
Phil Vigil's trying to get another explanation, and he's shaking his head, so.
Yeah, maybe they're going to, leads me to believe they might be waving this off.
But it's still going to be Fort Lewis's ball because CSU
Right.
didn't come down with the onside kick. It's because the kick was out of bounds. So had nothing to do with illegal touching.
So Fort Lewis will take over at their own, looks like the 49 or the 48. They haven't made the decision. Well, now they're marking the arc. They do mark the, what are they doing here? I don't think they really know what they're doing out there.
What's Johnny Cox like? Wait, they just went for 2 and an onside kick?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Not happy, I'm sure. Eli Pittman got up on that. I mean, he was high enough to catch that ball. That's how high up he jumped.
So 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line for Fort Lewis.
Delay in play. They have to add a second back to the game clock. A second.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Bring a man in motion across the formation. Resets on the left side. Fake the screen pass. Now they dump it out to the right side. And now the question is, was it a pass? And I guess it was incomplete. It was all close, very close to being a backwards pass there.
Yeah, but everybody stopped on that play. Sometimes you just got to keep going in case. Wingle did a good job, though. I think he kind of threw that in the ground on purpose because that play was blown up.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line.
This tight end for Fort Lewis is Aiden Madrid, number 47. He's a good-looking player.
Bring 2 backs into the backfield this time. They give it up the middle, and Thunderwolves
The
right
ball
there.
came out.
And Fort Lewis still on it. No gain on the play. Brought an extra back in the play that time, Trey Gonauer. And he is tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Might have actually lost a yard. They're going to spot it at the 48, so it's going to be 3rd down and 11.
He coughed it up. He was able to scoop it right up back into his belly.
He stays in the ball game. Robb splits wide to the left along with Drake Cortez. They got 2 wideouts to the right side as well here. Humphrey is in the slot to the right. Thomas is wide to the right. Straight drop back here by Wingle. Here comes pressure, and they sandwich him back inside the 45-yard line.
Cody ramming. You know, we send him out for the coin toss every game. Only 1 because he's a captain. 2 because he's 6'7".
And that's all the way back to the 44-yard line. It's going to be 4th down now for the Skyhawks.
What a great pressure. He got pressure from both defensive ends. They met at the quarterback, and Cody just smothered him. Glorious to see if you're Csu-Pueblo. Glorious.
So 4th and 19. Cook stands back at his own 10-yard line to receive the punt. And flag is down here. False start evidently on the Skyhawks here. That was a slow snap. That was tailor-made to be blocked.
I was just looking at that, Jim. That was a Braden Starmer is the that's Csu-Pueblo. I don't want to get him in trouble. Joseph Goodfox Jr. from Hominy, Oklahoma is the long snapper for Fort Lewis. Hominy.
So 4th down and 23 from the 38-yard line, actually.
The block is on. Csu-Pueblo now. See.
Yep. Now they're in the neutral zone.
Alec Prince.
So we're just going to march back the other 5.
Now he's been on the sidelines. This might be his first game back, and he was 2 steps into the backfield before the ball was snapped. The block was on there. That was sending everyone.
So it's 4th down now and 18 from the 43-yard line.
Better snap.
Punt is away. Low line drive. Chance for Cook to return it. Takes it at the 20. Nice move there. 25, 30. Here we go. 35, 40, 45 up the middle of the field. 50 and knocked down at the 48-yard line. You cannot punt it to this guy. They try it once again. Now a flag comes down late. We had a little extracurricular back at the 40-yard line. We'll see what this is all about. Somebody's going to get ticketed with a personal foul.
See which way it goes. Adrian Soto was involved in that little skirmish. for Csu-Pueblo. Don't know who they called on the Fort Lewis side. See what the referee says.
And it's on the Thunderwolves. Can't tell who they named because there's so much wind in the referee's microphone here.
Again, another penalty, a selfish penalty for Csu-Pueblo. They are a highly penalized team for these kind of penalties. They need to clean that stuff up. Phil Vigil said it each and every week, and yet it's not gotten any better.
So Thunderwolves take over at their own 42-yard line. 1st and 10. And into the backfield this possession, Howard Russell, our guest this week on the Phil Vigil Show. Bring Rakowski in motion. They give it to Russell up the middle. He tries to jump it outside, breaks the tackle. He's across midfield, 45-40, inside, 35, spins inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Big run for Howard Russell.
We were teasing Howard Russell on Thursday night at the coaches show. He said, who are we going to get next week? I said, well, if you go off, maybe you again. He liked coming and eating.
Who wouldn't? And again, it's Russell. This time he's hitting the backfield, and good strength breaks the first tackle, but then the posse comes and takes him down for about a 2-yard loss back to the 30.
Took 4th Skyhawks that time to bring down Howard Russell.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12 from the 30. Fuller in the gun this time. Russell on his right hip. Straight drop back. Fuller steps up, fires over the middle. Caught. Retzlaff has it. Makes a move inside. He's got the 1st down and more. Inside the 10. Breaks a tackle inside the 5. Touchdown! Reggie Retzlaff.
2 catches, 2 scores.
What a physical run that was after the catch, taking it on into the end zone for the touchdown.
The run after catch yards for Reggie Retzlaff today is he's got 50 yards in run after catches so far, maybe more.
All right, so this is going to be an extra point try this time by Willig. Well, they shifted out of this the last time. Let's see how they play it this time. They're staying conventional so far. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. We have 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Thunderwolves off to a fast start. They lead it 15-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Welcome our Facebook Live audience. iHeart AM1350 has gone off the air, so when that happens, we at least you get to watch me call a ball game is basically what you do. Joe's over to my right. He's over there.
I have a face for radio.
So you'll just hear him during the broadcast. But the Thunderwolves have just scored another touchdown. Retzlaff on a grab over the middle. The extra point was good. So it's 15-0 Thunderwolves right now. Ball is at the 25-yard line for the Skyhawks. 1st and 10. 4:40 to go here in the first quarter. We'll go along this way until we get our radio production back.
New quarterback.
Take it in the middle. This is the running quarterback, Sam Jones. He has 100 yards rushing on the year, but he gets no gain here. Jones is a redshirt freshman. He's out of one of my favorite places on earth, Joe, down there in Wilmington, North Carolina, right next to Wrightsville Beach, where all the hurricanes hit every year. It's my favorite place on earth.
I like that. You have to let him know that. You know, Jones and Wayne, it's kind of ironic, though. One wears a knee brace, one doesn't. Other than that, they're both 6'6".
Yeah, they're interchangeable, aren't they?
They look like twins.
Going to go trips to the right this time. Mack is in the backfield, straight drop back. Pressure comes up the middle. Look out from behind, and he's smashed down by Scipio. Came down with that right arm. He was trying to strip the quarterback. He gets the sack. Didn't get the strip that he wanted.
Did you see the hammer? It was like, think of your right arm as wielding a hammer, and that's what he did with Wingle right there.
Actually got it back to the line of scrimmage. Hey, there we are. Hey, we're back. Something's happening there.
We have program.
We have program in our ears, so something changed there. So maybe we're back on the radio there. That was the old Echoplex right there. 3rd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. So, Aaron, whatever you did there, that worked. We could hear ourselves momentarily. Straight drop back. They're going to run the draw play up the middle, and it goes nowhere. Thunderwolves defense read that one beautifully, and it's big number 99, Caden Shelton for the Thunderwolves. He's a junior out of Bakersfield, California. I love the number 99.
You know, Shelton had him low, and then the middle linebacker, John Nushi, just came and cleaned it up.
So it's a loss of a yard on the play. It will be 4th down and 11 for the Skyhawks.
This is where you notice the difference in size. The Fort Lewis special teamers are young, they're little, they're growing into the college game, but it looks like a high school team on the hammer coverage.
Cook back to receive the punt. He had a 30-yard return his last attempt. 15 of it nullified by a penalty. Here's the punt. It's a low. He's got another chance at it, Joe. He takes it at the 35. It's always fun. Makes the first man miss. 40, trying to get to the edge. 45, turns the corner. 50, and then stumbles across midfield down to the 46-yard line. But it's always exciting to watch Mr. Excitement. Andrew Cook return a punt.
But how about Isaiah Herford on that block? You know, he's the up guy trying to block for Cookie, and he got his guy turned, but he made sure his hands were inside and that he did not block in the back.
All right, I hear. That's good. So that means I think we're on the air.
Can they tell us if we're on the air?
Well, we'll find out. First and 10 for the Thunderwolves at the 46-yard line.
You know, Chance Fuller working his arms again like we saw last week, trying to get loose. I mean, he's thrown 2 touchdown passes. I'd say he's fairly loose.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Martinez back in the game to play tailback. He takes the handoff, goes to the right side. Nice hold there. He's across the 40 and stumbles forward. Almost broke that one. He's going to have a first down at the 36-yard line. Just that close, though, to go in the distance.
Shoestring tackle away from going 46 yards to the house.
They do give him the extra yard to the 35, so it's 1st and 10. Now the officials slowing things down here as they don't have the chain set yet.
So that was an 11-yard gain that was one shoestring away from being 46 and a score.
And now we get the umpire tax.
Yeah.
They move it back to the 36. Okay.
Well, it had to be 10 at least because they gave him a first down.
Fuller takes the snap. Again, gives it to Martinez up the middle. Spins down to the 40 or the 30-yard line. Flag comes in late, though. Probably going to be a hold on the Thunderwolves.
That was an emphatic flag after the fact. It's on Tyler Etheridge.
Freshman Tyler Etheridge getting playing time here. He is an impressive human being as far as a physical specimen to tackle. He's only a freshman. He's one of those guys, Joe, you just want to watch grow as the years go on. He has that next level body look to him.
6'4", 287 as a true freshman, Midlothian, Texas.
So it's a 10-yard mark off 1st and 20 from the 46-yard line. But as he's proven, any offensive lineman, they do know how to hold.
Even when they don't.
And they fake it into the middle. Fuller going up the left sideline looking for Rakowski, and he's tripped up. That's going to be a flag interference on Fort Lewis. And now you hear some of the Fort Lewis fans. Give me a break. I hear this all the time in their basketball arena when they whine and complain. It goes back to the Bob Hoffman era, but that's plain and simple.
Look, they're talking this out, though. Did he just get their feet tangled up? And they did get tangled, but you can't break the guy's route.
Yeah, you can intentionally tangle up a guy's feet.
Sure. You get a yellow card. You get a yellow card for that in soccer, whereas in football.
Yeah, in hockey, 2 minutes for trivia. We'd be in the sin bin. There'd be all kinds of things that are going to let him get away with it here in football. One guy's trying to talk the other one out of it. Nope, they are going to stick with it. The other guy's rightfully so saying, you know what, don't try to talk me out of this. I know you hear those guys up in the stands trying to say it was incidental contact, but it wasn't. So it's a 15-yard mark off. And it's a first down for the Thunderwolves.
But that was a pretty easy call because that was going to be a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah,
just mark the 15 to the 31.
Because that was going to be a touchdown to Rakowski.
So Fuller takes the snap, gives it to Martinez up the middle, bounces it outside, and he's got about 6, maybe 7 on the play, depending on where they put the knee down at. He's at the 25, maybe the 24-yard line.
They have to be averaging 6 yards a carry running the football. That, if you're an offensive coordinator, is a dream.
2nd and 3. Again, Martinez. Hit at the line of scrimmage, breaks the tackle, turns the corner. 10, 5, knocked out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal for the Thunderwolves.
They found something on that right side.
And And they're going to mark it down at the 6 where he stepped out of bounds. So it will be 1st and goal for the Thunderwolves.
You know, Domingo Prince and Arthur Brock, and then they get a little bit of tight end help with Luckadoo. They found something over there on that right side. Now they got 2 tight ends over there.
It's now 1st and goal for the Pack. Fuller gives it to Martinez across the 5 down to about the 3-yard line.
Well, Jim, if he bounces it outside, he walks in. But they just want to carry the football. That'll probably be the last play of the game. Well, no. They're up. Hurry up.
15 seconds to go in the quarter. They're trying to get it off. Play action. They look right. Retzlaff, he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown. Reggie Retzlaff, his 3rd touchdown of the first quarter. And it's 21-0 Thunderwolves.
3 catches, 3 scores.
He's a physical beast out there, that's for sure. Tough cover for any little smallish cornerback. And Fuller zipped it right on him. Got it on him in a hurry.
Well, he uses that frame, Jim. Reggie's got that big, thick frame, and he shields the defensive backs.
Willigan to try the extra point.
You know, at 6'3", 220, that's a big receiver in the RMAC. It's a big receiver anywhere.
Lyons is the holder. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. We have 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We'll keep it right here. We're going to stay on Facebook Live here till the end of this quarter, but we understand. We think we're back on the air. Yep, we're back. Aaron is giving me the text. That's cool. Because you can tell why. Right there.
We got the echo.
Over here. We can hear us on the echo on the return feed there. So we know we're back. But Retzlaff, man, what a first quarter. He's had a career here in the first quarter, Joe.
Well, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. Chance Fuller looks like obviously they have a little bit of a connection. He's got some zip on the ball. He's thrown 1 with touch, 1 across the middle, and that pass right there, he could only put that ball in one place. That was the outside shoulder of Retzlaff, which is as far away from us as you can get in the stadium, but he turned and shielded the defensive back, then almost wrestled for the ball a little bit.
Yeah, kind of posted him up, didn't he?
He did. He
put the old Shaq move, put him on his backside.
Couldn't have said it any better. He did post him up. You know, if you know us, we talk basketball, golf, anything.
We can incorporate anything into anything.
Describe
right?
Football, baseball when we have to.
Evan Lyons to kick it off for the Thunderwolves. They tried an onside kick the last time, a long pooch kick up the right sideline. Pittman had his hands on it, just couldn't secure it before going out of bounds. Lyons walks off his very precise, Joe. Look at that. He's kickers, they can be that way.
He's got a leg, man. He's got a big leg.
And he is into it. And he sends a
high
booming kick way out the back of the end zone. That was his deepest kick yet. A few little extracurricular hellos out there on the kickoff unit, as that always happens.
Because we love special teamers. They just go.
Well, they used to be able to channel their aggression, but now they've changed all the rules to take away the kickoff out of the game. And so their only chance now is to do something behind the scenes. And you get caught doing that.
Yes, you do.
So now Wingle back into play quarterback for Fort Lewis. That feel-good story they had early on in the game when they marched it deep into Thunderwolves territory, dropped pass, nullified a drive, and in a lot of ways that drop pass completely changed the outlook of the game. They're going to pitch it to the right side, and the Thunderwolves pursue to the ball, and nothing happening there, and that will be the end of the first quarter. A good one for the Thunderwolves. They lead it 22-0 at the end of the first quarter. We're going to say goodbye to our Facebook Live audience. Go back and join us to Ray Dennison Field here. Thunderwolves leading at 22-0 at the end of the first quarter, and it's right now it's Retzlaff, 3 touchdowns. Fort Lewis, no touchdowns, Joe.
Yeah, Reggie Retzlaff, the junior college transfer from Corona, California. 6'3", it says 212. I'm guessing he's more like 220.
Yeah, he has a tight end look to him.
He does. But he's got receiver speed.
Wingle in the pocket. Here comes pressure, and they get to him, but he gets away. Now the second way, the ball is out. It's loose on the deck, but it looks like a lineman for the Skyhawks able to fall on it.
Oh, Darius McMoore tried to scoop and score and whiffed on picking it up.
Yeah, he's getting lectured over there by Phil Vios, and fall on the ball, dude.
He had it in his midst. He just whiffed, and look at he's like, he's kicking himself.
So it's a sack on the play, back inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
There's great coverage in the secondary by Csu-Pueblo. There was nobody open.
So it's third down now and 21 for the Skyhawks, trailing it 22-0. You're just underway in the second quarter. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Gets rid of the pass. It's a screen pass. They got it set up, but good pursuit by the Thunderwolves on the backside that time, chasing him down. Are you kidding me? Michael Lutu on the play.
Michael Lutu's a defensive lineman, and he chased from behind, and guess who came up from behind? Daniel Bone.
Man, did Lutu show me something there, the redshirt freshman out of Tempe, Arizona. The guy's 270 pounds. He looked like a sprinter. And he is, he's banging his helmet. He's happy with himself. He should be. Love that. Well, Joe, you know who is odds-on favorite to be the guest on the Phil Vigil show this week?
I'm guessing Reggie.
I think he's already secured the nomination. All right, punt formation here. Villafacinio gets the punt away, and that is not even close to how you pronounce his name. He's got a lot of vowels.
Ooh.
Look at this kick. Hits inside the 10, inside the 5, and into the end zone. Or did it go out of bounds?
It went out at the 2-yard line.
They are saying right at the 2. He couldn't tell hardly from that angle there. Went up the sideline. What a punt on the play for Fort Lewis.
Might be the bet. That's got to be a Fort Lewis record.
77 minus 2. 75 yards on the punt. We do our quick football math there, Joe.
Football math's a pain, but it works. Andrew Cook had no chance to get that. It got caught up in the wind, and when it bounced, it hit that end-over-end bounce and just kept going. I had a listener text me saying, "You guys having technical problems? You're on and off."
Yeah, we are.
We are. We're on and off anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you put radio in front of us.
It's frustrating. 1st and 10 at the 2-yard line for the Thunderwolves. And they give the ball to the middle. Breaking tackles there. It's Russell. Gets it out to about the 5-yard line. He'll pick up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Well, I tell you what, every time Russell touches the ball, Joe, there's that thought in the back of your mind he's going to go the distance because we've seen it happen this year.
Well, when we were teasing him, his coach was teasing him and he kind of got caught and he had to stiff arm. I'm like, I saw sprinter speed. I saw separation, but.
2nd and 7. Ball at the 5. Play action. Fuller steps up. He's going up the left sideline. He's got Cook open. Little too far. It sailed about a yard past him. Otherwise, if it's in stride, it's an easy touchdown.
You know what we saw right there, though? We saw Andrew Cook sell out. And that's great to see. Just outside the fingertips, but he sold out. And when receivers are doing that, everybody's happy.
So it's 3rd down and 7 from the 5-yard line. Bring Rakowski in motion across the formation. They roll the pocket right. They pass it to Rakowski. He's got it. He's got the first down up the sideline across the 15 to about the 16-yard line. Rakowski came across the formation in motion there, Joe, and that's able to get him some separation.
Well, and that's a tough pass for Chance Fuller because he takes the ball, fakes it, and rolls to his right, and he's throwing as he's running, and that ball has to be there or it's not going to be even close.
1st and 10 at the 17. They get him into the neutral zone, but the Thunderbolts don't jump, so they can keep going here. When you're an offensive line, you see that man in the neutral zone, you got to flinch, then you draw the penalty. Here's Russell. Puts his head down. Good hard run across the 20 out to about the 22-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5.
That was a nice play by Fort Lewis defenders, but Howard Russell had 5 yards before he got touched, and then they brought him down. They averaged 7.5 yards a carry in that first quarter on the ground. That'll help your passing game.
2nd and 5 from the gun. Russell on the left hip. They fake it to him. Straight drop back. They look up the left sideline. They're going for Gravano. Tried to make the one-arm grab. He's claiming there was interference on the play, saying he couldn't get his right arm free. Might have a case there.
He was being held from the 45-yard line till the ball touched him, and they did not call a thing.
Yeah, he was able to get his left arm and hand on it. He just couldn't free up his right. That should have been interference.
That was almost Beckham-like.
And Phil Veal is getting a workout over there on the sideline, working the referees. So now it is 3rd down and 7. They bring Dvorak in motion, play action, go over the middle. That ball almost intercepted contact before the ball got there, but I think it was the defensive back had a better line on the ball than the Thunderwolves did. He beat Rakowski to the spot.
Yeah, on a slant like that, if the defensive back gets inside position, That could be picked. Now we get the first punt of the year, maybe of the career, I believe, at Csu-Pueblo for Sullivan Moon.
Yep, he was the late addition, the late scratch. Was Haddad?
Andre Haddad did not make the trip, and if you know, Sullivan Moon was the Csu-Pueblo kicker last year and got unseated by Jacob Willing.
Takes the snap, kick is away.
Not bad.
And coming up at the 40, makes the first man miss, and then the posse gets there for the Thunderwolves.
Corey McClellan.
Return on the play for Fort Lewis was Peyton Monson.
Got a flag. This may be a big one too, Jim.
Flag is laying at the 24-yard line.
They only needed 4.5 yards for a first down.
The question will be whether the hold post possession.
I'm guessing it was.
They are moving down to the end of the field. So holding against Fort Lewis. It was post possession after the punt was delivered. So it'll be marked off from the end of the return, which is the 38-yard line. So they'll mark it back to the 28. So from there, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks.
You know what I'm seeing from Csu-Pueblo defensively this early in this second quarter? Lots of guys playing. There's rotation. There's 11 guys being rotated in and out.
So ball at the 28 for the Skyhawks. They got trips to the right, double wide out left. Empty backfield here for Wingle. He's been under duress the whole ball game. Thunderbolts offside. Free play here for the Skyhawks. Pass up the left sideline. Caught. And it'll be a first down. Nice grab here by Calvin Robb. Came into the game with only 2 catches on the year, but he's got 2 already in this game. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks. They'll decline the offside penalty against the Thunderwolves.
You know, Donnie Dixon was 10 yards off the ball on that thing, and he got beat on that play. I don't like when Csu-Pueblo's not in press coverage because it seems like they get so passive that they start 7 or 8, 10 yards back, and then they backpedal.
Well, I guess the idea might be to lull them into a false sense of security, then jump the route once in a while. But I guess if you're going to play soft, this would be the end of the field to do it. But, yeah, we're waiting for that changeup, right?
Yeah. You're waiting for them to jump the route. I haven't seen it yet.
It's kind of an intimate broadcast here. We have people right off to our left here. They talk and they get into our little crowd mic here. So that's what you're hearing.
They're good for us. They keep it clean.
1st and 10 from the 40. Wingle takes the snap. Here comes pressure. Now dumps it over the middle, almost intercepted by the freshman, Gary Seidenberger. I met his dad last night in the hotel lobby. He came up behind and he heard Ben and me talking, and he goes, "You got to be the radio guy." I go, "You just heard the voice."
Well,
I go, "Well, who are you?" And he told me who he was. And I go, "Hey, your boy is a great player, making an impact already. Almost had a pick there."
True freshman from Fredericksburg, Texas. And he's already had a pick 6.
He looks the part, too, doesn't he?
He does.
Man, oh, man, what a specimen.
You know, he reminds me of Brandon Payer a little bit.
Yes, exactly. Good call there.
Yeah, the CSU linebacker, Brandon Payer.
He's going to grow into that frame a little bit more,
my.
too. It could be scary. 2nd down and 10 from the 40. They're going to run the ball around the left side, and the ball is stripped. It's out, and somehow Fort Lewis, did they get back on it again? Ball's still loose. It's still loose. They're still trying to track it down, and now Fort Lewis is on it at about the 40-yard line. That was wild. Looked like a rugby scrum out there.
That's why that ball has points.
And it is Fort Lewis ball out at the 40-yard line, but a good play there on defense. I think it was Bone that came in and stripped it, Joe, with the big hit.
He did. He came in from his safety position. You know, he starts 10, 12 yards off the ball and is always around it. So,
yeah, he is a heat-seeking missile, isn't he?
He and Calori McKellen. You want to talk about closing speed? Those guys have closing speed.
3rd down and 10 for the Skyhawks from the 40-yard line. Thunderbolts only have 2 down linemen here. Both defensive ends are up. Back in the pocket they go. Right, look out! Play blown up by the Thunderbolts. Keith McCaney making the stop 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
He read that, and rather than go and try and whiff on the ball, he just put his shoulder pads in the chest.
Trey Gnauer on the catch.
He might feel that one tomorrow.
Blasted.
He might feel that one later tonight.
Our old buddy Tony Wright, he listens to a lot of the broadcasts. And, Tony, that was flat blasted right there. dedicated to you, my man. 4th down and 14 from the 36-yard line. Thunderbolts look like they want to block this one. Here they come. Ball is a low snap. They got a chance to sack him. Punter trying to get away. He punts it with his left foot and gets it forward. That's a great play. Improvisation right there by the punter, Villavicencio. What a punt.
Holy cow.
He got it off with his left foot. Timeout.
He's hurt, too.
Yeah, timeout on the field. 9:24 to go here in the first half. 22-0 Thunderwolves on Fox Sports Pueblo. Everything's supposed to be better, and it's gotten worse. 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. They have the ball at the 49-yard line. 3rd play of this current drive. They hand it off on the right side to Russell, and he gets forward for about 3 down to the 46-yard line. And now we have a flag down. We've got the referee, if there is a flag down in the secondary. This might be on Retzlaff, who is blocking up the field.
There's no foul on the play.
All right, so no flag. So 2nd down and 7. Apparently, I saw one of them kind of motion up to the shoulder pad. Maybe he thought it was a face mask or something, and it turned out the other official said, no, he just had him up by the shoulder gear. 2nd and 7 for the Pack, 46-yard line. They give it to Russell up the middle, and he pounds his way forward, and he's blasted as he comes across the 40 to the 39. But Howard gets right back up, and the guy that nailed him, Joe, he's the one hurt on the play. That tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's
got a stinger.
He's taking inventory. He's like, my shoulder, I can't feel anything on this side of my body.
Oh, my goodness. Sinon Chappell, a freshman out of Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome to the RMAC, Sinon. And he's got that signature move, Joe. Ball on the right side, caught, getting forward, and the ball is caught this time for the Thunderbolts. C.K. Paulus on his first grab of the day. Oh, man, look at the pain, Joe. They just take it. The trainer takes a hand up underneath the shoulder pads and just tries to rub that shoulder out, try to get some feeling back in there. Oh, yeah, then you do all the tests. You take the arm out to the side.
That's Carter Cameron, the linebacker.
And now we've got a penalty call against Fort Lewis.
A big one, personal foul call.
Down to the 21-yard line.
And that was after the action, Jim. I don't know what they did, but it was away from the play.
And they wind the clock. It's 22-0 Thunderwolves on the move again here. Here's Fuller. Gives the ball to Russell up the middle. Nice moves there. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, to the goal line. Spins, touchdown! Howard Russell, what a run that time for pay dirt for the Pack.
Russell showing his muscle, Jim. He just powered his way into bouncing off tackles all the way into the end zone. That was 20 yards.
That was a good hard run. So Thunderbolts in kicking formation. Another set of parents I met before the ball game. Met him last night in the hotel lobby as well. Jacob Willig, the kicker for the Thunderbolts, met mom and dad in the lobby.
You didn't put the announcer jinx on him, did you?
No, I didn't. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. 7:12 to go here in the first half. It's 29-0, and since we're not on the air on radio, we don't have to go to timeouts, Joe. So I guess we can just talk about this first half. Some of our audience joining us here. It's been the Reggie Retzlaff show for the Thunderbolts. 3 touchdowns in that first quarter.
Hey, 3 catches. So, I mean, your touchdown to catch ratio is perfect when it's that way. He's a great target, 6'2", 220. Got good hands, great speed for a big receiver. And like Cookie always has a little bit of some connection with the quarterback. I think Fuller and Retzlaff have developed that chemistry of, I'm going to look for you maybe even first, because quarterbacks just do that.
Well, let's recap his touchdowns. He had the 71-yarder up the sideline. That was on a 3rd down and 11 call, and Fuller just hit him beautifully in stride up the right sideline. His next one was a quick slant over the middle, but he showed his physicality by breaking a couple tackles, taking it on into the end zone, 30 yards. And Joe, his third one, just a basketball post-up move.
Yeah, he just shielded the defender from the ball and fed him to the post, literally.
Now the Thunderbolts' 4th touchdown, a Howard Russell Officially, what was it, 19, I think?
I think it was 19 yards. Now we'll see what kind of leg Evan Long has into the wind now.
Yeah, he's been booning it out the end zone, kicking with the wind. And
still pretty good.
Going to get to the goal line. They're going to try to return it. Ball's bobbled, and now that's going to spell doom, I think, for this return.
Yeah,
he's going to be tackled back at the 10-yard line. It was bobbled all the way that time by Peyton Monson.
And Evan Long got it to the end zone, though. Into this wind, he got it to the end zone.
So Fort Lewis will take over at their own 11. If that's one criticism I had on this field, they needed to get a fresh coat of paint out there on the hash marks. Yeah, other than that, though, the field's in super condition.
And a little bit is the sun, the way the sun is. You know, you got that low sky now because of the late season.
And just taking a look around here, we're calling for thunderstorms later this afternoon here in the Durango area, but so far it looks pretty harmless out there with the clouds. Backup quarterback is into the game, or their number 2 quarterback, and he's going to run the ball around the right side. That's his strength. And he gets forward for about 4, maybe 5 yards. That's Sam Jones. I hear the name Sam Jones. I think back to our old Pueblo days, the Sam Jones Agency, Joe.
Sam Jones Aquatic Center on campus.
Exactly.
Is it still the Sam Jones Aquatic Center on campus?
I believe so. I haven't been asked to call any swimming.
Sam Jones, I remember that used to be one of the old-timers teams.
Right.
Sam Jones Insurance.
You know, I've actually heard a swimming broadcast here in Pueblo, the District 60.
Really?
Centennial, they used to do it. Mike Lewis's son was part of that.
Okay.
Step up in the pocket, try and flush, gets forward and hit down. Play made there by Darius McMorrow for the Thunderwolves. Had a little help as well. Going to be short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and about a yard, it looks like. Maybe closer to a foot. They need to get it to the 21. The ball is just outside the 20.
And your quarterback's 6'6", but yet you're going to have him 4 yards off the ball.
This is ridiculous to me. You got to have a package. I know the coaches, they want to go, in the gun the whole game, but on this situation, you got to go up under center, quarterback sneak it. Here we go. 3rd and a yard. They hand the ball off, and they get big yardage on the play. They show me what I know. And getting the ball carrier, Cameron Mack, gets forward. He almost busted that one out of there for big yardage. He ends up getting about 12 on the play out to the 32-yard line. It's a 1st down for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, just when he thought he broke free, there was number 3 from Csu-Pueblo, the senior from Monument, Corey McClellan, came in and cleaned his clock. But he had already picked up the 1st down.
Boy, Joe, it seems like ancient history. Remember Fort Lewis on their first possession of the game? They held the ball for over 6 minutes, had it down to inside the 25-yard line on a 4th down play. Receiver dropped the ball.
And he had the 1st down.
Look over the middle. Ball is broken up. Good defense there for the Thunderwolves. Wild Germano. Or as he was once known this year, Wild Geronimo on the television broadcast.
Wild Germano, long-time player here at Csu-Pueblo. Was a starter coming into the season. He was the one who was unseated by Gary Seidenberger as a starter.
At one point in the game, we had Daniel Boone and Wild Geronimo into the game at the same time at that first broadcast.
Well, and they were calling Matoka Joshua Matoka.
Yeah, they had that up on the graphic. I noticed that.
Instead of John.
All right.
And people were yelling at me.
Yeah, it's like, what do we have to do with that? 2nd down and 10. Pressure. Flushed out of the pocket is Jones. He gets up forward for positive yards, about 5 on the play, depending on the spot here as he came up the sideline.
6'6" is hard to bring down. It just Daniel Bone kind of peeled down his body right there. Had him up high and ended up at the ankles.
Gained 4. It'll be 3rd down now and 6 for the Skyhawks. It's 29-0 Thunderwolves. 4:35 to go here. We welcome you to our Facebook Live broadcast. iHeart and AM1350 having all sorts of problems. Aaron Kinnischtzke on the phone with 5 engineers with pocket protectors and pencils in their ear trying to figure things out.
See what Coach Foskey does with this one. CSU Pueblo defensive coordinator. He does bring pressure, late pressure.
And they got him
Daniel
off the
Bone.
edge. Bone coming on the late safety blitz off the edge, and he's celebrating as well he should. And Jones, you could just tell he had nowhere to go.
No, the right side of the line was blown up, and Bone was coming from the left side unimpeded.
So it's that uncomfortable feeling knowing a semi's bearing down on you.
Yeah, if I switch lanes, I'm going to get killed this way, or I go into the
Yeah,
truck
do I
this
jump
way.
in front of the train or do I stay in front of the truck? Which way you want to go? Never a good decision. 4th down and 12 now for the Skyhawks.
The ambidextrous punter.
And he booms this one out of there. Hits at the 20. He's already had a 75-yard punt in the game.
He might be special teams player of the week in a loss.
It's marked out of bounds at the 20. So he does the old flip the field thing. Look at some of the grub, Joe. And I mean, Fort Lewis, they do it right over here in their little hospitality center.
They got pizza, chicken, and
what is that chocolatey thing? Is that just a cookie or?
I don't know, but some of Durango's finest are
Yes,
enjoying.
Imagine that, a cop over here wolfing down cookies and wings and
that policeman is
pizza.
eating some. He's eating well.
He might have a chase later.
First down, catch Ben on the way home.
That'd be a good picture to take right there.
Ben on the way out of town.
That would fit the perfect image. All he needs is the donut, right? Here's the handoff up the middle. Big opening for Martinez. He splits the field up the middle. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. He's caught from behind, but he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. 80 yards for the Thunderwolves. What a run by Martinez. He was chased down, but not before he broke the plane and got it on into the end zone. What a run.
He's got to be winded.
Man, he just split the defense. Both safeties were in no man's land, went right through him.
Separation speed.
So it's 35-0 with the extra point upcoming.
Not dampening the spirit of the healthy eaters here.
Yeah, you got to hang your hat on something if you're a Thunderwolves or a Fort Lewis Skyhawk football fan.
Good food.
Kick is up, and it is good. 3:16 to go here in the first half. It's 36-0. Thunderwolves on top. You ask how we got to 36-0. Well, in the first touchdown of the day for the Thunderwolves, they sprinted out of the kick formation, sent the line to the left. They put Dvorak behind the line over to the left. They left the place kicker, Evan Lyons, in what would look like a quarterback position, but they did the old side hike, Joe. We took it back to our days of Baylor football in Sunset Park.
Side hike to that guy, and then there was a seam that no one was covering. He just rocked right through it.
You just side hiked it to him, and then he just put his head down, the big tight end, lumbered right behind the line. It was an easy money 2-point conversion.
The great part about that is by the time everybody realized the ball didn't get snapped directly behind, he was already in the end zone.
So 36-0 now, Thunderwolves. I like this vantage point, Joe. There's a lot of certain advantages.
This is great looks from up here in Fort Lewis. The leaves are changing, but it's still warm enough to have on T-shirts and shorts.
Yeah, I went to the Joe Cervi School of Broadcast Attire today. Went to shorts and a white shirt.
Well, and you got a 5-hour drive home.
That's right.
Comfort. We're on the radio, Jim.
That's right. You have to look good. That's a good thing.
We're on the radio.
Fair catch taken at the 5-yard line, so that means they'll move it out to the 25-yard line.
Probably a smart move. Peyton Monson was like, I can get 25 and not get creamed. Still 3:16 to go in the second quarter. No signs of life from Fort Lewis's offense other than that opening drive where they had to turn the ball over on downs because of a drop pass on 4th down. And ever since then, Jim, it has been Csu-Pueblo.
So the Skyhawks are going to trot back out Braden Wingle. They alternate quarterbacks. Sam Jones is the runner. And his passing stats show that 7 out of 25 this year with 2 picks. Wingle, though, decent numbers. 75 for 123. 5 touchdown passes on the year. 900 yards passing in 4 games. So that means he's, 230 a clip.
Serviceable.
Straight drop back, pass over the middle, broken up, almost intercepted by the Thunderwolves, jumping the route that time, getting in there, breaking it up, Alec Prince.
I've seen him on the sidelines in his game jersey the first 4 weeks, and he's finally playing. He's finally healthy.
What's he been dealing with? I don't know.
They're a little hush-hush about injuries now.
Yeah, they are. They won't want to tell us. It's a HIPAA thing, I think.
Well, to be honest with you, Phil Veal's a new coach, and he's still building relationships, whereas we would just text Risto and say, what in the hell is going on?
We had a holding call that play on Fort Lewis. It's marked back to the 15-yard line, so it'll be first down and 20 now for the Skyhawks. Yeah, it'd have been borderline there, huh?
Especially on that, you're at the 25.
Wingle takes the snap. Looks left. Here comes pressure. They flush him. He's running for his life. Gets rid of the pass up the sideline. Intercepted, and they stay in bounds. McClellan has it. And he does have the interception for the Thunderwolves at the 32-yard line.
Just playing center field back there.
Well, right. Monty Hamrick had Wingle running for his life, and he just launched it up the sideline, and McClellan makes the grab.
Nice for the senior to get a pick.
So the Thunderwolves will take over here. They're going to spot it, it looks like, at about the 33-yard line where he gathered in the interception. Did a great job getting the feet in bounds. Only need one, but it looked like he had two over there right in front of the Thunderwolves bench.
Do you take a shot here?
Why not? Let's get Retzlaff 4 here. Rakowski's in the slot to the right. Retzlaff is wide to the right. Cook is wide to the left. Russell is the running back. He's on the left hip here of Fuller. And now we've got a stoppage. They may be challenging the interception, whether he had a foot in bounds here.
Not a bad challenge if you're Johnny Cox.
Well, I don't know what camera angle they're going to have. They do have an end zone look over there, but I don't know if that's part of their broadcast or not. So could be maybe challenging whether he had absolute possession of it. Maybe they thought maybe he was bobbling it or something here. So they're going to run down. They have the setup much like they do at the Thunderbolt. The officials have to do a 70-yard, do the math, Joe. From the 33 to the end zone, it would be 67, 77, and then 87. 87-yard jog, and that would wind me. And now you got to go over there, and you got to look at a little 10-inch Microsoft tablet. I did bring that up. Paul Polinsky's going to talk to us, by the way, at halftime. We're going to talk some golf. We get a new golf coach, Csu-Pueblo, on the women's side.
I was going to say, what, KO leave and I didn't hear about it?
KO is going to just keep the men's job, but they've had the interim coach, and she's going to get the job. And we'll let Paul tell you all about that. But I told him, I go, why don't we get us, you can run, they make these things called HDMI cables. He says, well, we don't have internet access with the tablets. I go, that's right. You run that cable off that into a big, 25-inch, 29-inch, 30-inch, whatever, as big a TV as you want, and then you could look at it over there. Instead, they're over there huddled over. It just looks uncomfortable. It looks like back problems about ready to happen. They're looking at a tablet. It, to me, in a lot of ways, is comical.
But this was a good challenge if you're Johnny Cox. You have a chance to try the challenge. Now, Phil Vigil, the challenges have not been kind to the Thunderwolves.
Yeah, he's on the old
He has not won a challenge this year.
Hi, by the way, Facebook Live audience. Joe, if you come over here, you can actually put your mug. Do you want people to see you?
No.
Joe stands over to my right here when we're broadcasting. Ben Greenberg, the SID, he's over here. Ben's going to come on in. Ben's going to come on in.
You know.
There's Ben Greenberg.
Did he catch it?
We don't know. We're finding out. We're live on Facebook Live here, Ben. How'd you like that? It's all right. You look good. Get back in your cage. All right. Sometimes they give him the keys to his own cage, and he got out over there.
Ben, he's new to the program. You know what I like about Ben being new to the program is Ben's very much a football-centric SID.
Yes.
And when you do what Jim and I do, having a football-centric SID is a very good thing.
Yeah. But then he's able to maneuver into basketball-centric when the time comes. But during football, but we've been in the past where we've thought,
I have a soccer game, a volleyball. No,
we don't care.
Football.
Yeah, it's football
drives
season.
the bus. I love you all. I love all the coaches. I love Coach Albers. I love cross country. love soccer.
You know, that's another preview to Paul Plinsky's talk here at halftime will be, here we get the ruling. Mr. Fisher, your wireless doesn't work in the end zone.
Call stands as called on the field, which is Thunderwolves ball. Johnny Cox loses his challenge. Johnny, if you didn't know that, you lost your challenge for the rest of the half, or for the game.
Yep. He's still talking it over with the officiating staff.
You know what he's saying? It's been 2019.
Yeah, come on.
2019.
Cut me some slack. Or one of my favorite band of all time, the Cars. Give me some slack, Joe.
Yeah, I got that.
One of those sleeper songs from the Cars.
They were all sleeper songs.
On Panorama.
Still, and I love the Cars. You know that. But the worst concert I ever saw was the Cars. It was their last night of their tour at Big Mac, and they played for like an hour and mailed it in. Didn't do anything, just kind of mailed it in.
I missed that one. First down and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Fuller in the pocket, goes right down the middle. He is looking for Cook, and it sails just high over his outstretched hands. Incomplete.
Cook had him beat. Had him by a step. That ball seemed a little flat, trajectory-wise. Just a little more air would have had him. This is the offense that's lost the last 3 games.
Second and 10. They give it to Russell. He bounces it outside. Now comes back inside. He is close to the first down, dragging a tackler forward. He's right at the sticks.
They're going to give him the first down.
And they move it. They give him the 21-yard line, it looks like. So a first down for the Thunderwolves. They lead the ball game here 36-0. 2:40 to go in the first half.
Howard Russell's physical, isn't he?
He is. He is tough. Goes in motion this time to the right side. Fuller fakes to him. Now looks left, fires left, incomplete. Just threw that one away as he's about to get smashed.
He was throwing it to Paul Plinsky.
Yeah, Paul is over there on the sideline. Was right next to him, wasn't it?
It's when you want to be on the sidelines and catch one of those errant passes because you'll get some airtime. Just hold it up, do a little spike.
Paul's got a vacation in his sights here shortly after he gets through all this. He told his family we'll finally take a little time off. He's going to go to Vail. Here's Fuller over the middle. Cook's got it. Makes a nice adjustment there. Inside the 5 on his feet. Stretches. Touchdown. What an extra effort that time by Andrew Cook to take it on into the end zone for the touchdown for the Thunderwolves.
You can't keep that cookie in a jar. You cannot. You got to take that one out, let it breathe. Thought you were going to say Paul's going to take his family on vacation to Mesa Verde. We're already here, guys. We're already here.
Well, they didn't make the trip with us. Didn't have room in the car. They're going to kick this one. So it'll be Willig. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is right through there. 2:17 to go here in the first half. It's 43-0. And again, we got nowhere to go. We had no commercials because we're on Facebook Live, and they're still having. Let's see. I checked my text. There's nothing coming through there. Frustrating year this year on the old broadcast side of the house. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, and if I'm Csu-Pueblo and I'm paying for this airtime.
Yeah, I think I asked for a make good.
Yeah,
and the make good would be the free season.
Yeah, this is when it's been coach's show and games.
Yeah, but plus we're out the $300 on that fancy new mixer they had us buy.
That didn't work.
It works, but it just doesn't work with our equipment or the equipment. I say ours loosely because
you're the steward.
Yeah.
You haven't been called that lately.
Yeah, I used to be the ultimate independent contractor, but then now I'm an actual employee of Csu-Pueblo. So we had to buy this. I went with Ben. We went and bought it. We went and bought what they told us to buy. Then they said, well, let's try something else. So we tried something different. So we were out about $400 on different equipment. Now we're back to using our thing we used all along that never failed us. But they'd rewired the board to work on the new system, so now we're back to the old system, and they're having trouble figuring it out. This is what you end up doing, folks. You get a headache.
Plug and play.
Just rub your head. Here's the kickoff. Sails to the goal line. Going to be returned. They're going to run a reverse here. And it goes nowhere. Oh, that was comical. What a smashing hit there for the Thunderwolves coming up on the stop. You dream of plays like that. It's the guy that got the late call for the Thunderwolves into the roster, Joe. And did I write it down? I didn't write it down. I got it somewhere. Bryson
Torrey.
Bryson Torrey. Thank you, Ben. Couldn't find my note that Ben gave me earlier. Bryson Torrey, the late ad. He gets the suit up today because they left Haddad at home. So he's the extra man they brought. And what a smashing hit. So when you're the late add to the roster, Joe, and then you get a hit like that, that's really a dream scenario.
It's like, pack your stuff. You're going on the bus. And I'm sure they said stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Then you get to eat at the Serious Texas Barbecue.
Did you have some of that?
No, we ate in the hotel last night.
Okay.
We had a Serious burger.
Okay.
It was good.
Oh,
the middle.
Gary
Oh, my
Seidenberger.
God. What a hit again by the Thunderwolves. Gary Seidenberger just smashes the wide receiver as he comes over the middle. And, oh, man, that is just tough work for Jameel Humphrey, the sophomore out of Overland High School in Aurora. Excedrin headache number 47 there. Straight drop back here on 2nd and 1. Here comes pressure, and he's flushed out of the pocket. And there is Seidenberger to get him.
Now he's going to get the first down because the linebackers were just staying home.
I like that at the end there. As, Seidenberger kind of with utter disdain there just kind of flung the quarterback out of his mitts after he stood him up. Oh, man, you just get a little different angle of Seidenberger being down here in the low angle look. He's going to be a menace.
He is. Oh.
Pass over the middle. Quarterback was hit, but he got rid of it, and it's a first down and more across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. Good courage that time by Braden Wingle standing in, took the smashing hit, but got the pass away and caught by Bernie.
That was a delayed blitz by Nushi and Seidenberger. Both inside linebackers went.
1st and 10 from the 44 for the Skyhawks. Here comes pressure. They got him. Wild Germano.
No, Cody Ramming.
Excuse me. 9, not 8.
6'7".
Yeah, it's true. I had Wild on my mind from earlier. He's not even in the game, is he?
He's 5'11".
Yeah, that's true. Timeout by Fort Lewis with 1:04 to go here in the first half.
Holy cow. Cody Ramming's impressive. He missed one game and then part of another for injury because we saw him get kind of beat up at Grand Valley State. That was, and when you lose a guy that's been part of the program for as long as he has, he's a senior.
Time to dance, Joe.
I like it.
Little Cotton Eye Joe.
Yep.
I just look around in the stand. I see one good dancer. I'd nominate her for Dancer of the Week here at Fort Lewis.
I think she wins by default because she's the only one dancing.
Kind of reminds me of a young Chrissy Everett in that white tennis outfit.
A little tennis dress.
That's when the weather's good in Durango.
Well, yeah, it's September 30th, and the leaves are changing, but you're in shorts and T-shirts.
Or tennis dresses.
Well, I packed all my tennis dresses for the season, Jim. I just decided not to. I felt good about packing them away.
I remember the days of playing a lot of tennis. I don't know if Mark Matarocci's listening in today. We used to play a lot of tennis. We'd play into the wee hours of the country club. We actually had the cops called on us once for making too much noise at the country club on the courts. It was midnight. It was the fifth set. We had to try to get it in. 2nd down here and long for the Skyhawk. Here comes a late pressure, and they got him, and the ball's loose, and the Thunderwolves have it.
They're going to say he was down.
Sack by Alec Prince, and it is Thunderwolves ball on the recovery. Caden Shelton. So credit the sack and the forced fumble for Alec Prince. And then Shelton on the fumble recovery for the Pack at the 25-yard line of the Skyhawks, already leading the ball game 43-0. The chance to put up a 50-burger here in the first half against the Skyhawks.
Credit the center judge for that the referee was going to blow him down.
And the ball's at the 25, and that's where the Thunderwolves will start.
I'm just looking for Reggie Retzloff. I don't see him out there.
Yeah, it looks like Garano's in the ball game wide to the left. Paulus is wide to the right. Fake it to Martinez. They go right side to Dvorak, the tight end. He stretches forward to the 20. They were hoping he could break the tackle of that safety or linebacker over here on the edge, but he ends up getting 5 yards. It'll be second down. Clock rolls. We're down to 45 to go.
That's Justin Romo. He's out of Casa Grande, Arizona, where my first job ever after graduating college was.
Play action. Look left side.
Oh, my.
Rakowski, he's got it at the 10, fights forward. He's got the first down and goal. He's down to the 7-yard line. That'll stop the clock momentarily before they get the ball reset here.
Couldn't have been more wide open than Zach Rakowski was right there. He had a perfect window to him.
Now they wind the clock, 30 seconds to go. Plenty of time here for the Thunderwolves, though, on first and goal from the 7. Martinez on the left hip, straight drop back by Fuller. Pressured, gets rid of it. Right side, touchdown! The tight end, Dvorak. Tyler Dvorak, the sophomore out of Cherry Creek High School.
That's his second touchdown of the season. We saw a great one on his first one. He was wide open in the end zone.
Well, he was featured on that possession one. He caught the first grab. This time he got free on the corner route. And credit Fuller, man, he dropped it right in the bucket there.
Yeah, and you feel a little bit for Fort Lewis, but you didn't want to be the team that was Csu-Pueblo needed to get right against. They've had they've had the 4 of the toughest games you could possibly have.
Here's Will again to try the extra point. Ball's down, kick is up, and he is good. 19 seconds to go here in the first half, and there is your 50-burger. 50 by the Thunderwolves here in the first half. They lead at 50-0. So I lose out on the score pool. I had it 49-7 would be the final today, Joe.
That was halftime.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel, I know this is going to sound a little, and I don't want to sound condescending, but I actually see improvement from Fort Lewis.
Well, the first drive of the game, they were doing everything right, and then they get a drop pass, which would have been a first down. It would have been probably inside the 15, maybe even down to the 10-yard line.
Right.
Got to feel like they're going to go in and have a 7-0 lead halfway through the first quarter. Who knows? We've seen that act before here, but then they fail, and then the Thunderwolves hit them over the top, and that's all she wrote.
Well, and once you stop that momentum with a team that's struggling, it's hard for them to get it back. No matter whether it's 1 touchdown or 5, it's just hard for them to muster that once. It's like you got to play perfect all the way, and they just didn't.
Well, Thunderwolves will kick off. Remember, stay with us here at halftime. Well, you're going to have to stay with us because you don't have to go anywhere because we have nowhere to go.
Evan Lyons might be getting a little winded.
Yeah, but Paul Plinsky will join us, and he's right there to our left. Maybe, we should just give him the ultimate disrespect and make him stay outside the window and talk into our crowd mic.
Yeah, well.
No headset?
No, he signs the checks.
Oh, okay, you're going to play that.
Come on, man.
All right. Here's the kick. Angled, and fair catch taken this time from the 4-yard line. Learning his lesson. He's tried returns. They tried the reverse. They tried a couple different things, and this time Monson says, you know what? Forget about it.
Did you see one of the gunners, Musa Al-Safar? He ran. He did like the 70-yard sprint through the end for Csu-Pueblo. I love to see that.
Uh-oh. Somebody's going to come in. Don't. I was worried there. I thought she was going to just start talking into the microphone there.
What was she doing there?
I don't know. It was like she was at the zoo looking at us.
No, I think she was probably found somebody's phone or ID or something. It's like, go give it to the PA.
Oh, that was funny. Thought she was going to crawl right in the window, Joe.
Raccoon.
Exactly. All right, they bring in the number 2 quarterback here, Jones, and he hands it off. And that's going to do it, I think, for the first half. I don't think Fort Lewis has any interest in continuing this pain. And that will conclude the first half.
We got a slow play because they won't round the clock. Now it's.
There we go. That's the end of the first half. 50-0 Thunderwolves here. Pack on top. Not on Facebook. Well, we're on Facebook Live because we're not on Fox Sports Pueblo. Still old habits hard to break here. So we'll just kind of hang around. So we got nowhere else to go. It's a good thing I don't have to go to the bathroom. I guess we could just go to a blank screen, couldn't we?
What? The good doctor is in the house.
Yes, we're going to go ahead and hook you up.
It's gross.
It's a little stuffy, but that's all right. Hold that to yourself, Paul, because we're on Facebook Live.
We're on Facebook Live.
Yeah, so we're having a little issue back at the old station. So it's been a crazy first half. There, you can see him on Facebook Live. Dr. Paul Plinsky right there behind us there. And, Paul, we're just going to go ahead and go right into our talk. We have an extended talk here. And here at halftime, got to like what you're seeing so far from your Thunderwolves.
You know, it's fun when you're up 50-0. Anything's fun at that point. But what I really am encouraged by is, you talked to Coach Vigil before the game, and he shared with me a lot of the injuries that we have, especially on our offensive defensive line. And you're kind of thinking, well, what is this game going to show for us? And we probably got a dozen, you probably know better than I do, freshmen out there
right,
running up and down the field and doing some really good things. So it's fun to be able to watch. And, again, hats off to the city of Durango. This is a beautiful scenery and beautiful venue. We just hope that Fort Lewis can at some point in time invest in this football program so they can, be at a level in the RMAC that we need them to be so that we can have the conference sponsorships that we do. Well,
they're putting in a new scoreboard. They got the infrastructure over there, got the posts in the ground and everything. I guess it could be a video board of some kind there, which is nice. The field is first rate. I mean, it's in excellent condition. You got a beautiful day, beautiful surroundings. They just got a, I know their head coach, 75 new players this year. He's retooling each year. But sooner or later, they got to hit on something, don't they?
Yeah, and from an athletic director perspective, we can put together renderings and make all those promises, but until you see a shovel in the ground, then it's not legit. And thankfully, they have a shovel in the ground. They have a video board that's going in. They do have plans to do some significant upgrades to this venue. And then along with that comes recruitment, and through that comes the scholarship allocation that this program needs to be able to compete. You can't get the kids if they don't have the scholarship resources to support them. So I see the change. I see the improvement happening. We're hopeful that they can continue their sponsorship of football here at Fort Lewis.
It's tough. It's a tough go here, though, because, like you said, there's a certain what's the number now of scholarships you
36.
can 36 in the RMAC, and Fort Lewis isn't anywhere near that, and it's a neat place to recruit because you can get New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, and Colorado, but if you don't have the dollars, it's hard to bring kids in.
Correct.
And it looks like the crowd that we've seen today is about the same size crowd we see all the time here. Yeah. It's the faithful Fort Lewis, and we love coming down here, obviously, and they're a proud member of the RMAC and everything else. But football, they need. How do you get that right?
Yeah, I think they've got a significant uphill climb. The fortunate thing for them is they almost beat Adams State last week. I think they're going to be competitive against some other teams later on this year. It just, in football, it takes a series of years and time. The one thing that I've learned over the years is that the institution can do a lot to help without having to have new fundraise dollars. They can waive fees. They can do things that are going to offset and provide in-state tuition for out-of-state student athletes. And there's no real secret to the recipe how some of the schools in the Midwest are so successful. They've learned that. Now Fort Lewis administration can replicate that. And I will say that their athletic director is first class. He is the best of the best, and he was a part of the national championship basketball team as a starting point guard for Winona State back in those days. And he knows Division II in and out, and he's come in with a great approach. In fact, they're no schmucks in other sports, just so you know. Their teams like men's basketball is doing incredibly well. Their men's soccer team is one of the top in our league, and they're going to push the Thunderwolves in a couple weeks. So they've got some good things going. It's just we cannot afford to lose Fort Lewis in football in our conference.
No, because conferences are shrinking.
Yeah, absolutely. And then where do we go to get the automatic qualifier, even though that's kind of not what it's called anymore? It's more of the earned at-large.
Earned access.
Earned access, thank you.
Yes.
But again, then if we don't have them, then we lose an opponent. We have to go find somebody somewhere else.
And that's money.
And it disrupts your conference schedule.
Well, let's talk about good things at Csu-Pueblo. We got a new women's golf coach. Glad to see that.
Really excited about this one. Coach Koschke has laid a tremendous foundation for both men and women. And a year ago, we developed some new resources to be able to bring in Tammy as an assistant coach to Coach Koschke. if you look at the sport and you want to be good in men's and women's golf, you have to go across the country. And a lot of times the tournaments are on the same weekends. So how can Coach Koschke be in two places at once? So we made the decision to send Tammy with the women and Josh with the men. Both did incredibly well, winning a conference championship in the spring. And then, obviously, we were able to get the support from the president to be able to do this, make Tammy the full-time head women's golf coach. I believe it's the 4th in school history now. So we've recreated that position. And now Josh can center in on the men's team, but then collectively the two are going to work with our community to build junior golf, but also Josh's vision is to build a indoor training center at Walking Stick. And so we're in the preliminary stages of that.
I heard that the other day. That'll be fun.
Putting it together. We've got a company from Kansas City helping us do some renderings and a business plan, and then we'll work with the foundation and try to raise the money needed to be able to put this venue into place.
Well, the men's golf team, dynamite, and women, they had a great performance early in the year. The name escaped me. Who won the meet earlier?
Kylie Severn.
Yes, and that was just awesome. That she had an awesome performance. Team doing well as well. Men's soccer just rolling right along. Kind of exciting.
I tell you, they're 1-0 in the conference. They are 7-1-1 overall, ranked 7th in the country. Tomorrow's a big match for us. 1 o'clock at the ALG Soccer Lacrosse Facility. We play Colorado School of Mines. We lost to them a week ago, 1-0. So there's going to be a little revenge on our mind. And then on Wednesday, we've got to host UCCS homecoming week. And then on Friday, we travel to Colorado Christian. So this is probably the hardest week of the season for us.
Three matches in
less
week. Than 1 week.
Yeah, so he's playing about 20, 25, 30 guys. He's playing a lot, and he's really showing his depth right now. And it's fun to watch. So if you want to see, American soccer, the other name football, come out and check out the Thunder Wolves.
Well, volleyball, that was surprising. We were in the car driving over yesterday, and you were kind of following it on your phone. That was a nice win.
Holy cow, we lost some signal for about 30 minutes, and next thing you know, the score is 25-4 in the second period, or the second set, I should say. And so Austin texted me back after I congratulated him. He said that it was probably one of the best matches they've played, a complete game where they're now starting to get in their flow. He's got some transfers, some new gals. He's got some returners, and they're starting to figure it out. So today will be a test. They play Regis this afternoon. Yeah. And then next weekend on Friday, homecoming weekend, they play Mesa on Friday and Westminster on Saturday. So we're going to be challenged here. But this weekend is odd. This weekend is a non-conference pod. And I could go into and share you the 5-minute dissertation on why we did this. But it's non-conference, so it doesn't technically count towards our conference standings. But next week on Friday night will.
Didn't you get your doctorate in that?
Yeah, but, they say piled higher, deeper.
Right.
Sorry. No disrespect intended to my academicians.
Oh, no. If you wouldn't have said it, we would have.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm proud of our volleyball. Volleyball is getting better, and it's fun to watch.
Well, also looking ahead, which we always do, basketball just around the corner, and we got some big non-conference, the exhibition games, all kinds of crazy things going on for both the women's team and the men's team. Kind of exciting.
Well, these schools are calling us, and they're paying us to come play them. Utah, New Mexico, Colorado State, and it's fun to be able to be appealing to Division I schools. So we have that, but then the NCAA changed the rule on when you can start basketball this year, and our basketball seasons are moved up sooner based upon your first game. And so we play really, really early in November down in Lubbock. And so it moves our season up 45 days. Not 45 days, but it moves it 45 days from that point. So we're starting earlier than we have in the past. And both Tommy Johnson and Matt Hammer are going to have a different look this year. And I'm pretty optimistic about where we're standing right now. Excited about it.
Well, Tommy has just brought in some just phenomenal talent. And Matt's had to kind of retool it by necessity. But it looks like the guys he's brought in really have a chance to take off.
It's fun to see because, you get transfers in here because of the portal, and then you get freshmen in who are trying to figure it out, and you're trying to mesh them with your existing players. And so everybody's doing it now. It's the new era. It's long gone are the days when the 75, 80% of your roster are just continuing to come back. But Tommy did a little bit different because he had a couple players that were either injured or out for personal reasons last year,
right.
And now they're back this year. So I think he's got something brewing that people need to keep their eye on because they're going to be pretty special this year.
If I was the head coach and I had some in the portal era, they talk about who you can go get and bring in and plug holes. I'd be more worried about who I'm keeping. Yeah. I don't want my good players going in the portal. So as a coach, I would think I'd have to rethink how I did everything because I mean, you got some really good players and you don't want them getting a sniff of somewhere else. So to me, that's where I would be more leery of the portal than just going to get guys to plug holes.
You're almost recruiting the student athletes you have. You
exactly.
don't want to lose those and then find others to join that. So it's like you're doing twice the amount of recruiting.
Exactly.
All right, big week next week on Thunderwolf Land. It's Hall of Fame week, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, so Wednesday night we have a men's soccer match, and then Friday night we have women's soccer, and then volleyball. But we have this Hall of Fame ceremony, so I think it's going to be a neat weekend, along with the football game at 2:00 on Friday or Saturday rather. A lot of big names coming back. A lot of big names.
Ryan Jensen, probably the headliner, coming back, and Joe and I already have this idea for Ryan. We're going to pitch it. We'll pitch it to him directly. We're thinking maybe he's got big money, $100,000 a year for 10 years. We'll rename the stadium Ryan Jensen Field.
Family Stadium.
Well, we're working on it.
Well, I was going to say, it's Joe and me. That's our side. We just want a taste of that action. Kind of like that. But
he'll be the honorary captain for the football game. He will obviously be inducted the night before. But, it's a special time for us to have him join up with some really acclaimed former student athletes. Bobby Graham,
yes,
Derek Williams, Bailey Hughes.
The Traherne family.
I
was reading that about the Legacy Award or whatever, and when you think about the Trahernes, I've been good friends of the family since I can remember, and I always remember them through the years.
No.
Well, the dads, the uncles, everybody, the kid, it was just like this pipeline. And then, Big Jake, and then, Ty's married into my family. So it's one of those interesting deals.
Well, then somebody dear to your heart, the women's basketball team that were inducted.
I was so excited. That was one of the funnest years of coverage. We sat together for that entire season. It was like, this is one of the most fun teams ever. New coach, Turgeon comes in, and all of a sudden, it's like, what? I mean, it was just fun because that was a great set of individuals that played as a really good team, set records for wins, and it was just, I think my favorite part was they were out drawing the men. The place Masari would be packed for the women's game, and then when the women were over, about half would leave. Yeah. And I was like, what is this, UConn? Tennessee?
Exactly.
Special.
But it's going to be a great ceremony indeed. Paul, I'm pleased to announce you had to come. We should have brought you up here earlier because they've got us back on the radio. They had some issue back there at iHeart. Joe and I have already lobbied. We'll help you write the proposal to get a make good. A little adjustment in the fee.
Too many technical issues for iHeart for that big. They have a music festival.
I know.
That gets
we need something to happen there. What's going on? Just a little trickle down and help here. Well, Paul, what do you look for in the second half before we let you go?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some other players get some playing time. We don't have a lot of them. We changed the rules, so now we can travel 6
why don't you explain that, what we can do?
So we have 2 new rules that are in place. One is we can play freshmen 3 games, and they won't use a year of eligibility. So we're monitoring that a little bit. And then 2 is we've elevated the amount of travelers on the team in RMAC games from 58 to 65. So that 7 extra players will get some playing time tonight. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. I would like to say we could get a shutout here because I think there's a lot of pride in what our defense does. And they're really getting better. I see them playing well each week, and it'd be nice to get that shutout and be able to go home with that. But here we are. Same situation we were last year. Let's just keep getting better so that we can put ourselves in a spot where we're 8-3 at the end of the year and we have a chance for the playoffs.
Well, your coach going to try and get his first RMAC win, first road win.
Oh, good point.
This is a historic game for Coach Vigil.
Good. Thank you for telling me that.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though? I mean, you always remember that first one. The RMAC is it's a tough gig sometimes.
Yeah.
Paul, thanks for joining us. We'll see you after the game.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Go
Paul
Pat.
Plinsky, the athletic director, Dr. Paul Plinsky, the good doctor, as
the
Joe
good doctor.
calls him. And we'll come back. We'll have our second half. We're back on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Ray Dennison Field here in Durango, Colorado. We're on the campus of Fort Lewis College. Thunderwolves on top here at halftime. 50, Joe. 50-0 is your score over the Skyhawks.
Half a hundy.
And looking at the first half numbers, 15 first downs for the Thunderwolves, 7 for Fort Lewis. Thunderwolves 210 on the ground, 174 through the air. That's 384 on 31 plays from scrimmage. Only -5 yards rushing for Fort Lewis. You factor in all that sack yards, 82 through the air. So total offense, 77 yards on 39 plays. 20-37 time of possession for Fort Lewis to 9:23. That just tells you that
quick strike.
It's kind of meaningless at times. Thunderwolves 2 of 3 on third downs. Fort Lewis 2 of 9. Fort Lewis 1 of 2 on fourth down. Thunderwolves 3 of 3 in the red zone. Fort Lewis 0 for 0. Individual numbers: Martinez 7 carries for 125 yards and a touchdown, including the 80-yard run. Russell 8 carries for 85. He does have a touchdown. 36 yards was his longest run of the first half. For Fort Lewis, Cameron Mack 6 carries for 20. Sam Jones 5 for 6. Fuller 10 of 16, 174 yards, 5 touchdowns in the first half. Was not sacked. Wingle 11 of 17, 1 pick, 82 yards, was sacked 5 times. Jones 0 for 1, he was sacked once. Retzlaff, ultimate efficiency, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, 105 yards, including the 71-yard catch. And Joe, as you mentioned earlier, yards after catch, 70 in this game for Retzlaff. Rakowski, 2 catches for 25. Dvorak, 2 for 12, does have the touchdown. Cook, 1 for 21, it was a touchdown. Rab, 2 for 30. Bernie, 2 for 27. Gunauer, 2 for 4. Cortez, 1 for 8. Defensive numbers: Prince, Ramming, and Scipio all with 4 tackles. Daniel Bone with 3. Penny with 5. Cunningham with 4. Thorpe with 3. Cameron for 2 for Fort Lewis. Score is 50-0 Thunderwolves.
And the pick by Corey McClellan, the one they challenged. So you got that turnover, which was nice. Just feels good for Csu-Pueblo to get right, Jim.
It's kind of funny. It's almost like they were trying to get it over in a hurry. They had the clock at 15. They started it running before they even started. It ran down to 14:52, and they said, you know what? We better reset it again here.
I don't blame them. There is no running clock, but maybe there should be sometimes.
Yeah, it makes you wonder in a game like this, huh?
Well, just for people's sanity and health.
Thunderwolves get the ball first to start the second half. You hear the train whistle here. Of course, the famous Durango to Silverton train. It was loading up. We just barely got across the tracks before it pulled out of the station.
Lucky.
This morning, because that would have been about a 15-minute wait while that thing got up to speed.
We had to wait for horses.
That's right. They've had a lot of different things going on down there. I heard something. 12,000, I think, is the population of Durango, but on any given weekend, you could have 100,000 tourists.
Easy.
Here.
This could be returned if he takes it.
And it will be returned. Coming out is McGarity across the 10, 15, turns the corner, 20, tries to cut back inside, now reversing field, now reversing the other way. Look out! He's across the 20, 25, he's got a blocker out in front, but he is taken down at the 28-yard line. Pretty good play there by Peyton Monson for Fort Lewis. Might have saved a touchdown.
We have to give Howard Russell grief because he missed the block that he needed to spring his teammate. He whiffed on it, and he stood up, and he put his hands on his hips. He was so despondent.
So Thunderwolves will take over at the 28. So it turns out to be, what, a 28-yard kickoff return, but he ran about 60 yards. And McGarity, remember his first play as a Thunderwolf a year ago, caught a touchdown pass. We've got a new quarterback.
Looks like Stevie Kroll.
And Kroll will start the half. Soto is in the backfield as well, and he takes the handoff, does Soto. Cuts it back inside, and he's going to lose a yard on the play, back at the 26-yard line. Loss of 2, actually, to be second down and 12. Also into the ball game for the Thunderwolves is Musa Alsafar. So a 2-back set here with
old school football.
Kroll at quarterback. And they give it to Alsafar, and he's going to lose a yard or 2 on the play. So Thunderwolves trying to play some more people here up in the game 50-0, but Fort Lewis, chance for them to get off here.
Well, and it's you bring in your twos on the offensive line as well. You want to keep those starters as healthy as possible.
So now it's 3rd down and 13 for the Pack. Kroll now will change the play up. Looks over to the sideline. Gets the signal. Takes the snap, straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Trying to set up the middle screen, dumps it incomplete over the middle. He's trying to get it to Soto, but he was in heavy traffic. So Kroll did the smart thing there. He just dumped it into an empty area over the middle of the field.
Not a good series for Csu-Pueblo. Again, though, lots of new players, lots of new faces getting some playing time. And a new punter, Sully Moon.
So Peyton Monson back deep to receive the punt at the 30-yard line. Moon stands at his own 12.
Had one punt in the first half, 39 yards.
Well, you notice in warm-ups, he's either very good or just kind of indifferent.
Yeah, all or none. That one's kind of
high kick into the breeze. Fair catch signaled for. Oh, we got a collision between two Skyhawks. Neither one of them hit the ball, though. Not a bad play by the Thunderwolves, though, to gather up. Eric Donnell grabbed it just in case it was hit. But, man, that was not good there as Monson collided with his own teammate that time, Jordan Thomas. Thomas got the worst of that. He's going to take a knee over here on the sideline for Fort Lewis.
And like you said, though, good officiating right there because the ball was not touched. I mean, it was basically downed by a CSU player, but it could have appeared that it was touched.
So it'll be at the 45-yard line. That's where Fort Lewis will start their first possession of the second half. Their first drive of the game was their best. They got it all the way down inside the 25-yard line, faced a fourth down play against the Thunderwolves, had a dropped pass, would have surely been first down. Probably would have had it down around the 10-yard line by the time the play was over, but it was dropped.
Sam Jones back to his quarterback.
Here's Mack on the handoff. He gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line. He gains 2. It'll be second down and 8.
Now they list Donovan Guyton as the wide receiver, number 30, but that was a defensive back, number 30 for Csu-Pueblo. Unless they switch sides with him, which could happen.
And we'll double check on that. I'm with you there, Joe. Second down and 8 from the 47. Going to roll the pocket right. Oh, look out. Monty's chasing him down, but he gets forward. He gets ahead. It kind of a new sense of urgency for the quarterback there, Sam Jones. He'd probably thinking, well, that's a defensive lineman chasing me. Oh, no, I got to go. And he got out of bounds, gains a couple on the play. Hamrick had him in his sights.
Well, this tight end from Fort Lewis, Joe Barreras, he had Gary Seidenberger locked up all the way downfield and was kind of leading his quarterback, and he was basically saving his quarterback from imminent doom.
Monty, he is a different dude, and he keeps growing, too.
Yes,
he's grown into defense. He started off as kind of a linebacker, a hybrid defensive end. Now he's true defensive end.
With
Comes
speed.
off that edge. Pass up the left side. Man was open, but then late play by the Thunderwolves almost picked it off there. Rulo had his hands on it.
Caden Rulo almost made the pick of the year.
That pass needed to be delivered a little earlier and a little quicker to Cortez. See, he was breaking open there in the secondary, but it just kind of hung in the air and allowed Rulo to come over to break it up. So fourth down for the Skyhawks. Fourth down and 4. Thought they might go for it here, but early in the second half, they don't want to give the Thunderwolves a short field, that's for sure.
Well, I think we're kind of into that. Let's just run everybody's basic stuff. Offense, defense. Wind's picking up much, much more now.
Villavicencio. I finally got that right. Man, that is a lot of letters in that
See, I would
last
say
name.
Villavicencio.
Cincio, you're going to go Cince?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and that's not a good punt.
Fair catch signaled for, taken by Cook at the 14-yard line.
Actually, it turned out a lot better than it came off his foot. Ball just kept carrying.
Villavicencio. Okay. Double E was an eh?
Well, in Spanish, the E in Spanish is always always.
Okay. All right.
There's no long or short E.
Thank you, Sevi.
You're welcome.
How about that Ryder Cup, Joe? Oh, my God.
The Gag Fest.
But the Europeans are playing good. I mean, they're kicking butt. They're shooting 6-7 under. It's like Fitzpatrick birdied the first 6 holes the other day.
The Americans made
Soto up the middle across the 25, 30-yard line.
The umpire just went down, and now he gets up limping. Hat's in his hand. That's not good. He just got taken out. It's tough, though.
Adrian Soto getting the carry all the way out to the 30-yard line for the Thunderwolves. So a nice gain of about 17 there on first down. Makes it a first down at the 30 for the Thunderwolves. Kroll flips it to Soto on the right side. Looks to make a man. Oh, nice move there. Good stiff arm, but he runs out of real estate on the sideline. And then he's hit down late, out of bounds. Just an excuse me love tap on the sideline, no flag.
You know, he almost bounced it inside, and I think he would have been better served had he.
Gains 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. So Kroll completes the pass, his first completion of the day. High snap, hands it off to Soto.
Oh my.
Big opening, 35-40, 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves.
Great hole. Kyler Barnett just blew doors, as did Asia Saleh. They just blew doors on that right side.
Soto comes out, also far into the game now for the Thunderwolves. Also far Richard, freshman out of Grandview High School in Aurora, part of that Grandview connection at Csu-Pueblo. It's like they ought to open a satellite campus up there. Here's the handoff to Alsafar. Oh, it's play action wide open. Faked me out. Gravano, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. What a fake by Kroll. And a good job as well by Alsafar carrying out the fake. I'm watching him run up the sideline, and all of a sudden here comes the ball out. Touchdown.
It's because Stevie Kroll's left-handed. And all of a sudden his right hand goes up and it's empty. His left hand comes up and just releases the ball.
And Gravano takes it on into the end zone for the touchdown. Nate, a sophomore out of Englewood, Colorado. So that makes it 56-0. You can tell the cornerback thought it was run as well, Joey. 10 yards behind him was Gravano.
He came up in run support.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. He was up there to support me. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good by Willig. 10:52 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 57-0 Thunderwolves on Fox Sports Pueblo. Here's the return for Fort Lewis. They take it at 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Up the right sideline, breaking into the clear. Chased down at the Thunderwolves' 41-yard line. Good field position for Fort Lewis. Excellent return there. Joe, you still with me? Is your head exploding? I mean, that came in hot, Striker.
That was piercing.
That about took out my left eardrum.
Oh, my.
1st and 10. That's a little inside baseball, folks, with the technical issues. That we haven't been able to hear ourselves the whole game, and then suddenly, when we could, it was double the volume. Pass left, caught, trying to get forward. Good stop for the Thunderwolves.
Wild Germano. Great tackle there.
I tried to give Wild a sack earlier in the game. That time, that was him.
Thing about, like Paul Polinsky was saying at halftime, though, Jim, you want to give guys a chance to play. You're up 57-0. You want to sprinkle some guys in there, but you don't have that many guys.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like in the NFL. You have 53 guys. That's who you have.
And you don't want to cheat the game. You want to keep playing hard.
Plus, you want your guys to stay hungry, and they've earned the right to be up 57-0.
So it's 2nd down and 9. The ball's at the 40-yard line for the Skyhawks. Straight drop back over the middle, and nothing there. They were trying to get the ball across the middle to Jameel Humphrey. Good coverage there for the Thunderwolves. Isaiah Herford, the sophomore.
It was Pittman, I thought. What?
33.
I'm
Herford.
sorry. I thought it was 32. My mistake.
Herford, the sophomore, on a good year Arizona, part of the Arizona connection for the Thunderwolf football. 3rd down and 9 at the 40. In the gun is Sam Jones. Man in motion across the formation on the right. He's illegally in motion. That's got to be a penalty, Joe. They just ignore so many things. Pass is incomplete. When you run over to the sideline, you got to be set. This isn't the Canadian Football League. It isn't the Arena League.
Well, and you always make the point when they run in motion and they make a big turn. You can't go toward the line of scrimmage.
Right. And they just choose to ignore stuff like that. I don't get it.
They do it to annoy you. I'm pretty sure.
4th down and 9. From the 40-yard line. Jones changes the play call. Now he's back he's actually in the pistol this time, running back right behind him. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle. He's flush. Has to roll left. Hammer trying to chase him down. Got his hands on him. Runs him out of bounds. Into the training table or the little bleacher thing over here. That's always very dangerous. I don't understand why Fort Lewis has that there so close. Remember a couple years ago we saw a guy get just blown up into there.
Yeah, he took it like the edge into his shoulder pad.
But good play by Hamrick.
Relentless.
Preventing the first down.
Yep.
He is a menace.
Relentless.
You know, you kind of see him walking around before a ball game without the helmet on. He just has that calm demeanor, though, that, you know, I'm just going to be in your head this whole ball game, and I'm going to make it tough for you.
Boy,
we're part of his, you know, we're honorary members or founders of his fan club.
Founders of Monty's fan club. That's the kind of question where have you been keeping him?
So the ball goes over on downs, and now they go to, you know, they didn't go to the full-blown media timeout after the last touchdown. Why? I don't know. Now they go to one here.
Well, we've been off the air first, so we might as well just stay on now.
While
we're still able.
Let's take a look around the country, shall we, on some scores. CU made a game of it late, Joe. Not really a game.
No, they
a couple
did
of touchdowns.
not.
48-41. They covered, though.
Well, so.
I know.
He threw for 433 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Michigan is up on Nebraska 14-0 in the first quarter. Sorry, Ben. Ben next to us, over to booth next to us. Texas on top of Kansas 10-0. Auburn over Georgia 3-0 early on. Final, Penn State defeated Northwestern 41-13. I think Northwestern was up in that game 10-0 at one point. Kentucky, they were up 23-0 at one point. They settle for a 33-14 victory over Florida. Florida underachieving again. We were reading something yesterday. Paul Plinsky, he was telling us one of the biggest hot seat in college sports right now is the athletic director at Florida.
Well, and Billy Napier.
Yeah. Ole Miss and the LSU later on tonight. Oregon and Stanford. Big game tonight. Notre Dame and Duke. South Carolina's at Tennessee. We'll get some RMAC scores for you here shortly. 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Play action. Kroll rolls left. Tucks it under and now spins forward for about a yard to the 41. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Keeps the clock moving.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Keeps the clock moving. You know who my Rams play tonight?
Who do they play?
Utah Tech, formerly known as Dixie State.
Dixie State. All right.
We went down there.
That's right.
Couple times.
Oh, high snap. It's somehow handled, and then the late handoff. That had disaster written all over it. Somehow Kroll able to get the handoff to Alsafar, but he loses 4 on the play. Back to the 37. It'll be 3rd down and 13. Mines over Shadron 35-0. That was our last report. That was in the second quarter. This scoreboard not very much up to date. Adams over Highlands 14-7. First quarter score there. Western Colorado over Mason the first quarter 14-0. 3rd and 13. Kroll. Pump fake. Now steps up in the pocket. Here comes pressure. Nice cut there. Gets across the 40. Nice cut there. Puts his head down. Oh, my. Took a pretty good shot, but he gets it out to the 44-yard line. It'll be 4th down now and 6 for the Thunderwolves. Kroll's not bashful.
No, and he knows he's in there to keep trying to move the chains. I think if he, again, we don't see what they see through their helmet vision, but if he bounces that outside, he's got nothing but daylight.
Back to receive the punt is Peyton Monson. Remember, Sullivan Moon is the punter today for the Thunderwolves. He got the gig on a punt off this week. Former place kicker for the Thunderwolves, now the punter. Taking as much time as they can off the clock here. Now they're ready to go. Good snap. Here's the kick.
Not bad.
Over end job. Monson takes it on the run at the 20. Cuts back inside 25. Gets to the sideline. A little spin move, but taken down there. Good play on defense by the Thunderwolves. Darius McMorrow, junior out of Pago, Samoa. Flag is down at the 42.
That's usually a block in the back, no?
Either that or hold, some kind of cheating.
They sure take a long time to make these calls.
And it is a block in the back on Fort Lewis. So where the punt ended, or the return ended, that's where they mark it off from 10 yards. So they'll take it from the 25 back to the 15. 7:43 to go here in the third quarter. Joe, are you looking at the sky? See the clouds? They're getting a little thicker. They're getting a little grayer. That's what they're talking about moving in here around 2 o'clock to 2 to 4 o'clock window they thought was when the storms might develop, and now we're on the watch of the skies.
I feel pretty good about it.
It's like it's definitely kind of a monsoonal flow, Joe. We'll go to I'll channel my inner Mike Daniels. It's coming up out of the southwest. Ben liked that one. I like making Ben laugh. He's a good laugh track. First down and 10. Pressure, get the screen pass ahead. It's caught up the sideline. Good defense for the Thunderwolves, and that's who we got to find out if that's for sure Donovan Guyton or not.
That's Donovan Guyton's number.
And it's kind of a fluid situation because, as you heard Paul Plinsky say at halftime, they're able to play these freshmen 3 games without losing their redshirt status. So when they move them up in the lineup, somebody moves out, and they take a number that's already on the roster.
Well,
we got a stoppage in play here. We got an injured Thunderwolf back in the end zone. And the injured Thunderwolf is Lorenzo Diggs, freshman out of Pflugerville, Texas. They're working on his right calf. Maybe it's a cramp, right calf or right knee. Looks like they're rubbing out a cramp over there.
You know, one of the questions I asked about the 3 games is does it have to be the first 3 games, or does it have to be 3 consecutive? It can be any 3 games in the season. So if you get somebody hurt late in the season, and the guy's still got a couple games to play, you can play him.
And it is a cramp here for Diggs as they continue to massage it out there, the freshman. Well, big day for the Thunderwolves, up 57-0. It was a great first quarter for Retzlaff, catching 3 touchdown passes in the first quarter, a 71-yarder, a 30-yarder, and a 40-yarder.
How about Chance throwing 6 or 5? 6?
We had 5 in the first half.
Yeah, well, and Stevie threw the one in the second half.
Yeah. And trying to work his way off the field is Diggs. They do get him on. It's just a right calf cramp.
Well, it's 6'3", 250.
Yeah,
That's
down,
a big calf.
Yeah, he's down on the field again. Training staff working on him.
That's a big calf.
So it's 2nd down and 7 for the Skyhawks. 2 men in motion now, reset on the left side. Play action. They're going to run it around the right side. Thunder will stay home and nowhere to go for the big quarterback, Sam Jones.
It's Kenny Lofton on that play right there.
Lost a yard or 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Skyhawks. 7:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves lead the game 57-0. 6 minutes into this game, you thought, oh my God, this isn't going to happen, is it? Fort Lewis just marching down the field, but they failed on a 4th down, dropped pass situation. A couple plays later, 3 plays later, actually, Thunderwolves hit a strike for the touchdown. And it's been all she wrote. Here's sack on the play. Thunderwolves just collapse the pocket and take Jones. That is a definition of a pack sack in there. Probably going to get credit, though, for Kenny Lofton. I think he was the first one there. Had some help on the play. Kenneth Lofton, he's one of those guys that just a great-looking athlete, just gets lost in the numbers game at times. But when he gets in there, it seems like he's always very productive.
Physical. He's got the size, too. Division II is always a step slower, an inch shorter, or 10 pounds lighter. He's got the size.
Punt formation here. Low snap at his handle. They get the punt away. Cook takes it. Nope, he gets over his head, but now he chases it down way back at the 18-yard line. Now turns up the field, 25-30. He's got a little bit of a convoy, but now it's taken down at the 39-yard line. Still a decent return. Now we got some extracurricular on the sideline. So the Thunderwolves will take over at their own 40-yard line to start this possession with 5:51 to go here in the 3rd quarter, leading the game 57-0.
Clouds have now covered the field, but on my weather bug, we're good.
Okay. Mine, I'm not so. I'm saying about 30 minutes from now, Joe, we're going to have a lightning delay.
Then they need
Just
to,
what we
they
need.
need to run the ball every.
That's what I'm going to say.
every
Yeah, that's
down.
what I say. Just start matriculating that thing up the field. 1st and 10 from the 40. Kroll, play action, rolls left. Now fires up the sideline and caught. Nice grab up there for the Pack. Shane Young goes up and grabs it in Skyhawk territory. All the way down to the 36-yard line. We're going to mark it.
Stevie Kroll throws a really nice ball on the run. You know, when he rolls to his left side, he throws a really pretty pass.
1st and 10. They give it up the middle. Alsafar. Nice hole there. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Musa Alsafar, the redshirt freshman out of Aurora's Grandview High School, gets on the board, and he celebrates with his lineman.
That's his first ever college touchdown.
Great run up the middle, or gaping hole, but he turned on the wheels there. Makes it 63-0 with 5:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Willigan to try the extra point. The holder is Evan Lyons. Long snapper is Starmar. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 5:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 64-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Striker coming in hot, Joe. I can't get the dial down far enough, can I?
Coming in hot.
Aaron, turn that down a little bit when it comes out of that break. My God, our ears are
I'm going
killing
to have to
us.
ask the trainer what to do for a pierced eardrum.
That's right. Oh, I need some tape. 1st down and 10 for the Skyhawks. They returned out to the 31-yard line. Looked like the back was in motion there. They're just not going to throw anything like that.
No. You just let this clock run. And if you're the crew, you just let them play.
Gain of nothing. 2nd down and 10. We do have a text from one of our listeners. It's Tundra's mommy texting in, wanting to know if there's any truth to the rumor that Ben has a new nickname. Leadfoot. New nickname for Ben Greenberg, our sports information director. Leadfoot.
He just hasn't learned the ins and outs of driving to RMAC destinations, has he, Jim?
Not quite yet. He doesn't know the ways of one Joe Cervi. Here's a handoff up the middle. Good opening there, out to around the 40. On the carry for the Skyhawks, that was Croy Burney. He's a sophomore out of Rock Canyon High School in Denver. 3rd and a yard from the 41. It's 64-0. Thunderwolves on top, 4:15 to go. We're watching the clouds. They're getting grayer. They're getting thicker.
Sounds like age.
Yes. 3rd down and 9.
They were all in motion on that play.
And off up the middle, he ran into a brick wall, and let's see where forward progress is. I think he's going to be about a foot short of the 1st down. I always watch the linesmen as they fudge it forward here. Let's see where they spot
if they're
it.
Smart, they wouldn't fudge it forward.
I think they are. Yep, they're going to fudge it forward right out to the 42. It could be a 1st down.
But you can kill another 35, 40 seconds without.
They say, is it touching the 40? Well, nope, we got to measure. Yep, they said, don't respot it. Put it back on the foot of the linesman. Up, 1st down. That's good job. That's good job, Mr. Referee.
But it wasn't.
I know. Well, exactly. We didn't have it.
I'm not going to commit.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying the mechanics late.
You can't complain at 64-0 about anything.
Yeah, once you blew the spot, you got to stay with the spot and say it's a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Play action. Oh, look out. Now rolling left. Sam Jones gets up the sideline and is just kind of massaged.
This was a blindside block. This is going to be one of those.
And he is hurt.
Yeah, this is one of those. Hurt. This is going to come back. And Monty Hamrick's talking smack. You guys just get out, get away. Just walk away. Walk away.
But as Joe mentioned, it was a blindside block committed by Fort Lewis. Just lit up a defenseless player the Thunderwolves, and he's out cold. There was kind of a little bit of panic there by some people saying, hey, we got to get the training staff over here right away. I think he was just knocked out. But we'll see what happens here. And yep. And
Caden Shelton.
Shelton, the junior out of Bakersfield, but he's up and he's running away pretty good. But he just took the blindside shot. You see, he kind of walked away there. He took Drake Cortez said something to him. Might have been saying, hey, sorry, big fella.
I don't think that's what he was saying.
So it's a 15-yard mark off here against Fort Lewis. I try to see the best in people, Joe. You don't at times. I notice that.
I'm a realist.
You're a realist with football players, right?
And you're grumpy. I'm the real guy. I'm the nice guy.
I'm trying to say, he said, hey, I'm sorry about doing that.
No, he didn't apologize.
I do have one complaint about this Whitehead. He never makes the call when you're watching him. He just kind of.
I like that. Let's go play. He don't care.
He doesn't like the spotlight, does he?
No, Jim, he says it's 64-0.
Here's the handoff up the middle to Croy Burney. This is my first Croy as a first name. Croix. Now, I know like St. Croix, right?
Right. No, I think it's correct.
But just.
We had Josh Croy, but it was Croy.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorite Thunderwolves.
Right.
And he was a big defensive end, wasn't
Cowboy, wasn't
he? He just, he's a money manager now.
Really?
In Pueblo. He stayed in Pueblo.
Nice.
Yeah.
If I had some money, I'd take it to him to
manage it. Can you manage?
I got a piggyback. I found some quarters the other day in my wife's desk drawer. I was looking for some batteries, and I think I found about $20 worth of them. She says, what are you doing with those? What are you in my drawer for? Here's the handoff, or the pass out the left side. Did I sound like Lorelei there?
No.
He's a pass on the left side, complete for about 8 yards. It'll be third and about 14.
I like the ground game right now for both teams. Makes that 5-hour drive, 5.5.
You're not staying the night?
No, are you?
Well, I thought you were on vacation with your wife.
No, we just came down for the
day.
day.
Well, at $300 for a hotel room, you don't want to stay.
No, and you know what? Next week, that same hotel room, $125.
Wow.
This is the end of peeping season.
The festival time. Here's a pass.
Oh, they smelled the screen.
Incomplete. He had him wide open. Just lofted it over the top of him.
Jim Sampleton smelled that screen. That big Josiah Sampleton, from his defensive tackle, stopped in his tracks and started backpedaling. That's an athletic man.
He's one of those big freshmen. He looks like a refrigerator on wheels out there, doesn't he? But, man, he's got some wheels. It surprises you, the speed of these big guys.
He's my first Josiah.
Right.
J-U-S, Josiah.
Yeah.
So, but he smelled that screen right away and started backpedaling. I go, that's an athletic big man.
And that's why, I hear it from a lot of people. Well, when's the Thunderbolts going to return to prominence? I'd say guys like that are the guys that are going to get you back to prominence. Here's the return. This is Rakowski on the return. Across the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Breaks a tackle and now is taken down. Flag is thrown in. Where is he? There's nobody over there, Mr. Linesman.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He threw a flag. It's on the 20. There's nobody within 30 yards of the flag.
Just wanted to make sure he could throw it, I guess.
Is this a sideline warning? What is he throwing this on? Doesn't somebody have to be in the vicinity of the flag you throw? Was it an afterthought that he just launched it over there? Now he's trying to explain himself. He's vertically challenged.
He said, I don't know what you saw there, son.
Field judge is either 6'9" or the line judge is about 5'5". Now he's walking more out to the middle. I think he just missed on his throw.
They called a blindside block on Csu-Pueblo, but I didn't see it.
But there's nobody over here.
We saw the whole play, and there was no blindside block.
Wow. I want to see that one. I'm going to go into the film room with the Thunderwolves. I want to look at the replay. I want the film. I want evidence of where that flag came out. There was nobody within 30 yards where the flag landed.
But
now he's talking to the Whitehat. The Whitehat saying, maybe you ought to throw it a little bit sooner so Brooks isn't up there criticizing you for throwing a flag where there's nobody within 30 yards of it.
Yeah, it's like, I think I saw something.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Again, though, Jim, 64-0.
Yeah, I know. So the ball's marked off back to the 13-yard line. Now they're asking, where do we place the ball at? Since the penalty was over here, we got to figure out where to put it. They're going to put it toward the right hash mark. Joe, you know what I'd like after this game? A big milkshake.
Yeah?
It just came to me.
I'm telling you, go south, right outside of South Fork.
Yeah, all right. We'll see if Ben can work on that. We'll see if Ben and Paul say that malt shop you talked about in South Fork.
South Fork Malt Shop.
Now the officials, this is Well, Phil Vigils wants an explanation on things.
Well, the left tackle got up and tried to reset.
So, but they didn't mark a penalty.
No, they didn't call it.
Yeah. Okay, so 1st and 10 from the 13. Soto up the middle. And gets nothing, maybe a yard or two on the play. Big rugby scrum there as they shove it. You know the thing about Soto I've noticed here in his limited action, Joe, he doesn't like to go down to the turf, does he?
No,
he very rarely gets tackled down to the ground.
I just remember when he played in
what?
Pueblo, he just was, when he was in Pueblo County High School, he was just bigger than everybody. It's like back when Corey Sperry used to play. Corey was like a high schooler versus all the little elementary schoolers.
Yeah, we remember those days. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Thunderwolves are making it a point to take at least 25 seconds off the play clock before they run a play. Kroll over the middle, caught. This is one of the reserve tight ends for the Thunderwolves. That's Colton Rose, a redshirt freshman out of Valor Christian. You're doing good when you're getting Valor Christian.
Well,
kids.
And he's good size. Look at that size for a tight end.
Yeah, he looks the part. 6'4", 230. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 64-0 at the end of the 3. The fourth quarter is next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Durango. Thunderwolves on 3rd down and 3. Flip it over here into the left flat to Shane Young, and he has the first down for the Thunderwolves out to the 25-yard line. Nice delivery there by Kroll. He zips that ball out. He's pretty good on those short throws.
He is, and that was an easy 10, wasn't it? I mean, it was the route. I was like, wow, he got 10 real easy on that.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 25. They give it to Soto. Bounces it outside. He's got an opening. 30, 35. He's close to another first down.
They all want to score. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
Well, Soto, he's 3rd on the depth chart, but you have to remember he had a great career at Fort Hays. He was the bell cow there. Many big runs, big games down there for Fort Hays in that tough conference.
And the MEAC is just mean over there.
Yeah, you're playing Northwest Missouri and teams like that.
Pittsburgh State.
Pass right side, caught. Getting up the sideline. Nice move there. This is the big tight end across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Of course, we're referring to Colton Rose, the redshirt freshman out of Valor Christian. Showed some speed there.
Oh, that was Verla Smith.
Okay, sorry.
The wide receiver.
No wonder he looks so fast.
Yeah, no,
Verla Smith.
That's wide receiver speed right there.
He's to the 45 down to the 43-yard line.
He's big, but he's not thick.
So 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves at the 43. Give the ball at the middle to Soto, and he gets it down to the 40-yard line. So Verlis, he's a redshirt freshman out of Modesto, California. He wears 88. Rose is 89, and like Joe mentioned, there's a little difference in size there. Although he's pretty good. He's pretty good size wide receiver,
I think
though.
Just width.
Yeah, exactly. Look right, Soto has it. That's one thing he can do is catch the ball out of the back. Oh, made a man miss there. What a move there. Inside the 30, he's got the first down to the 26-yard line. That just shows some of the talent right there of Adrian Soto. Made that man grab some air on the edge.
Just a sidestep and then go. You know, the one thing Adrian Soto will win is best hair.
Yeah, he does. He's kind of like the Palomalu of the Thunderwolves, isn't he? Can do the Head and Shoulders commercial.
His sister plays tennis at Csu-Pueblo.
It's nice. 1st and 10 from the 27. Keeper this time by Kroll. He's got an opening. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. 27-yard run for Stephen Kroll.
Stevie gets a touchdown. They all get touchdowns.
Well, we were joking in the timeout. Thunderwolf touchdown bingo. Name off the guys you didn't have on your card
I didn't
today.
have Dvorak, Gravano, or Alsafar.
And maybe even Kroll. I don't know if you even have him. He has scored a touchdown this year, but
Last week.
if you get to pick that, all 4 of those on the exacta.
Oh, big money. No whammies.
And, we've reached 70, Joe.
This could be Scorigami with the 71.
Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good.
Part of me wants Jacob Willing to miss an extra point in one of these games where it's already over.
Yeah.
Because he's been outstanding. To me, he was the unsung hero of the Grand Valley State game.
Yes.
Because he was perfect in a game where you couldn't afford to miss anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
He was perfect in a game of that magnitude.
Well, it's 71-0. And the Pack leading this ball game. They had Fort Lewis driving down the field early on in the game. Looked like they were going to take it right on in and score a touchdown to start this game. And you start having recurring nightmares of years past down here. Thunderwolves had the dropped pass, and dropped pass turned out to be the key turning point of the first quarter. And Thunderwolves scored 3 plays later and haven't looked back.
Now, I'm not sure that would have been the difference in the game, but on that drive, yes.
Yes. So Thunderwolves will kick off here. It will be Evan Lyons, the true freshman out of Monarch High School in Superior, Colorado. Back deep to receive for the Skyhawks. Peyton Monson, he's also joined back there. It looks like it's Tyson Clark with him this time. Here's the kick. And it's going to go out the back of the end zone. Kick in this direction, you're kicking with the jet stream. Joe, look at that cloud right there hanging out. That looks eerily familiar to about 9 years ago. It's kind of hanging out there to the northwest.
Why are you going there? Why?
And that cloud 9 years ago just hung there a ways from the stadium, but it kept hitting the lightning bug.
But I don't have any lightning on my radar detector.
I'm looking at this one out here to the left. That one's kind of graying up on us too. You could see how the cloud's starting to get a little bubbly there. You could see a bolt coming out of there, and then we were going to have trouble.
No, I refuse to believe
12:22. What was my prediction a little while ago? I said 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
I think all lightning detectors should be shut off at this moment.
1st and 10 Skyhawks from their own 25-yard line. They run the ball up the middle, and stiff positive. What a spotty slam there for the Thunderwolves.
That was Lucas Moran.
Yes, Moran on the tackle. Sophomore out of Pueblo West High School. And, the running back is a little worse for the wear. I think he hit his head on the turf because he got kind of slammed down there by Moran. And the running back that is injured on the play for Fort Lewis, that is Trey Gunauer, junior out of Las Vegas. Yeah, he's taking inventory here. So, I'm going to go to the old radar.
You're determined to stay the night, aren't you?
Well, I'm not going to spend the night.
Well, the longer they play.
All right, we're going to the radar here in, I'm down in Arizona. That's a little too far.
Mine's from the La Plata County Airport, which I've actually been to.
Now I'm down in Rio Rancho. I played at Rio Rancho Country Club in Albuquerque back in 1984. Wind was blowing 50.
Hillcrest looked in good shape.
Yeah, it does. It always looks good. Just not many, just a lot of green right now on the clouds. Here's a handoff around the right side.
Ooh.
Nice opening there, but it's shut down in a hurry for the Thunderwolves. Good adjustment by Wild Germano to take the running back down on the play. Roy Burney gets it out to about the 30. He's going to set up 3rd down and 5. Yeah, we have no yellows, no reds, but it's definitely coming up from the southwest. And they're thickening, Joe. They're thickening.
You're determined.
3rd down and 5 for the Skyhawks. trips to the left this time. They hand the ball up the middle. Oh, good backside pressure there.
Oh.
And now a flag.
That's going to be on Alec Prince again. Way after the just
hit somebody. Okay.
Why?
You know what? You want to go check with Ben to make sure 30 is Donovan Guyton? Want to do that? Is Donovan Guyton, is that number 30, or we have a change? So he's changed from offense to defense?
Kept the number, changed the position.
All right, so we just wanted to make sure on that.
Alec Prince gets called for a 15-yarder. You have him stop behind the line of scrimmage. 4th down, gonna punt. You're up 71-0. Why?
And clock stopped to mark the penalty off here. So ball marked out to the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there for the Skyhawks. They trail it 71-0. Here's the handoff up the middle, and good stick there for the pack coming in. That is Guyton. Guyton used to be an offensive player. They said, you know what, let's move you over to defense, and he's doing damage here in his role in this second half. Well, when you really look at it, Joe, all really, really good football players were tailbacks at one point.
Well, it's a great late Chuck Herring used to say, everybody comes into this life as a linebacker.
Yeah,
but only the special ones get to stay that way.
All right, okay, I got that. He's actually going backwards. He's going from a running back now to a linebacker. Here's rolling to the right. That looked like a hold. You're going to ignore
that
it.
Quarterback pulled up lame, Jim. He felt something pop, and he just kind of stopped.
Well, Hamrick was being held on the play by the right tackle.
And he's telling the referee, he said, come on, man. And the referee said, dude, 71-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you hope Sam Jones is okay, but he came up lame like a hammy or a cramp or something, and he had to stop and throw the ball away.
Yeah, he is on the sideline seeking treatment. Head coach Johnny Cox just kind of patted him on the back, said, there'll be better days, big fella. 3rd down and 10 from the 42 for the Skyhawks. Thunderwolves showed blitz for the moment. Now they back out of there. They do rush 5, though. Here's a late blitzer. Guyton, pass right side, nobody there. I think he was outside the tackle box, though, so it'll be no ground. He did get the ball back up to the line of scrimmage.
Michael Lutu's – I love Michael Lutu because I met him in the elevator one time. And I go, you got to play football. He goes, yes, sir. And I knew right away, yeah. Yes, sir. And I go, what position? He goes, defensive line. I go, and or inside? He goes, wherever they want to put me.
Yeah, wherever they put me, I'll play.
Yeah. Right then and there, I knew I liked Michael Lutu.
Well, he had a big play in the first half. Remember, he blasted somebody.
He's slowly making a name for himself, Jim. He really is. He's playing well.
So 4th down for the Skyhawks, punt formation. 10:21 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 71-0. And whistles and a flag here.
Oh, people, it's
false start on the Thunderwolves. Joe doesn't want my weather forecast to come true here.
You guys keep wishing this lightning. It's way up in the hills. It has nothing to do with this place. Jeez, you guys keep looking at it like, Jim, I know you've been struck by lightning, so you have an affinity for like,
yeah,
you get a little skittish.
I just like the frustration.
But why do you want this game to go on? Because why? Why would you want this game to be?
I don't know. Here's the kick.
I don't understand.
Rakowski. Oh, he's hit. That's got to be fair catch interference, and it is on the Skyhawks. As Rakowski tried to make the grab, and he was lit up before the ball got there. And, there it is. It's the Bob Hoffman influence of Fort Lewis Durango fans. Used to whine about it. Remember Hoffman?
Oh, yeah.
One remember he got every call, and then finally he didn't get a call, and he started to go crazy. And I go, "What's the matter, Bob? You got the first 9, you didn't get the 10th." That's when I was sitting in the stands. He just looked at me and laughed. He knew exactly what I meant. He's one of my all-time favorite characters in my broadcasting career.
You know, think about how good a coach he was.
Oh, man.
And the talent he brought through this university.
Yes. And it was just good. Just good. Good stuff. Petrak, he's doing a good job down here with Fort Lewis.
And he was one of his disciples.
Yep. First and 10, Thunderwolves from the 40. Play action over the middle. That's the big tight end, Joe. That is no mistaking it.
Now
there.
You can tell the difference now.
Yeah,
right?
now that's Colton Rose. He's a little more width.
Yes.
Especially down low, the
girth.
The hip there. He's got a little more on the gluteus side.
The maximus of the gluteus.
So it's a gain
He's
of
good
10.
looking tight end, though.
He does look the roll, doesn't he? First and 10 for the Thunderwolves at the 50. Give it to Soto up the middle. Kind of just patient that time. Boy, he took a big shot up high, but still picks up 2. Knowing Soto the way we've come to know him, though, he doesn't shy away from contact.
No, and I think he's just waiting he's itching to get his. You know, he wants that breakaway.
He'd probably be great in the demolition derby at the fairgrounds in August. You know, he seems like the kind of guy who would just seek out blasting somebody else in a car. Also far into the game. He takes the handoff. He tries to bounce it outside. He already has a touch, and a flag is down. They're going to get a hole. Look at Alcifar up the sideline, streaking into the end zone. Touchdown, but it's going to be all for naught. We got a holding foul back here at midfield. Man, what a burst that was, Joe, up the sideline.
There's some speed there that we didn't expect to see today, is there?
Looked like he was running the corner in the 220. There, I'm aging myself. It's the 200
just call it
meters
the 200 now.
Yeah, it's just the 200. You don't have to say the 220.
It's my friend Mike Robin. He owns a chassis record because of the 880. Because they don't run it anymore.
Yeah, it'll never be broken.
It'll never get broken. Yeah, that's when you ran the 440 or the 880.
Yep. So it's marked back to the 41-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 19.
This is Ty Virgin now in the backfield.
They want to let the clock roll, I think, a little bit here. They want to get it going. Now we're set. Kroll looks left, now comes back right, pump fake. Now he's going to run it.
And go down.
Across the 45, 50, 45, 40. Cuts back inside to 35, and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Fans wanted a holding call there on Colton Rose, who was engaged with one of the Skyhawks. Even some of the players on the bench are pointing out there. The amateur
might have had
referees.
a case on that one.
I think so. It was close. Here's the glob we got to watch, Joe. Watch it develop late here, right there. See that one coming?
No.
You don't see that one on the radar?
I see 8:43 left.
First and 10 from the 32. Here's the handoff up the. Oh, look at this run up the sideline. 15, 10, 5, down to the pylon. Not quite getting in for the Thunderwolves. Ty Virgin.
That was his first carry of the season.
What a great run that was up the sideline. He's a good-looking specimen. Junior out of San Diego, California.
Played at Azusa Pacific. Remember, they imploded their program.
And they give it to Virgin up there. And puts a shoulder into the defender, takes it into the end zone, touchdown. What a run by Ty Virgin. Good series there for him. Now, Joe, I'll float this out there about Ty Virgin. He's the guy that's a junior, but with these redshirt rules, that's only his first action, I think, of the year. You could play him 3 games and then maybe hide him, and it's up to him. You know, at this far along in his career, does he want to extend it another year or whatever? But
he's a good thick back.
He's a guy you could, get a few games or a couple games out of him here, and then, hey, we'll have you for 2 more on the backside if you want to do it that way. Gives a lot of guys some different options. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good by Jacob Willig. He's going to have some extra ice on the way home. 78-0, Joe. What's the most points in a game we've ever done? Is that it? Did we have a game in the 80s once?
I don't think so. I think this might be the highest since 2008.
That's why we rely on Ben over there next door to get us the go into the record book and let us know the all-time point total. We probably have in one of our printouts here.
Let me look.
We'll do that. We're going to take a timeout. It's 78-0 Thunderwolves on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
78-0 Thunderwolves. Joe, the last couple years, how many points have the Thunderwolves scored against Fort Lewis?
What I say was 75
5
last year. So
your math, 75 and 78 is
153.
Got it.
In 2 years. So last year was the most points they've ever scored in a game until
this year.
Today.
Here's the kick.
They want to keep it in bounds.
And it's taken at the 6.
They want to chew some clock.
15, 20,
Ooh.
25, big hit. Guy's fearless, this returner, Peyton Monson.
Oh, look at this. There's another one.
And we got some extracurricular activity.
Miles Sprague is talking to the CSU or the bench.
Now he's doing the old wrestling move. When you go like this, Joe, and then you stick your hand to your ear. Let me hear you, fans.
That was Sam Burns today after the bludgeoning. He made a putt. And
yeah, he finally stood over here like that. Dead ball, personal foul on Fort Lewis.
And that's getting a little chippy. He's a big one, too.
Yep.
Hey, get a little talking to. Hey, I'm sure the frustration level of Fort Lewis players is at an all-time high. But as Johnny Cox said, they gotta break some eggs to make the omelet.
First and 10 from the 12-yard line. New quarterback in for the Skyhawks. They handed it on the right side, so we're to the third-string quarterback for the Skyhawks, and that's Elijah Portella. He's out of Peoria, Arizona. He is not the same size in any stretch of the imagination compared to the other two Fort Lewis quarterbacks. He's 5'11", 180. Look at those nachos,
I think it's
Joe.
Jacob Morris, isn't it?
I got 20.
Why? There's two 20s on their roster. That's why
okay, so that's why. So we got another 20 on there?
Yeah, on this one.
All right. Yeah, Jacob Morris is the other guy. So he's not on the other roster, but he's on that one. Okay, so two number 20s. Jacob Morris, thanks, Joe. In case the Morris family is jipping the broadcast. You know what jipping means, don't you?
Mm-mm.
Join in progress.
Ah.
That's a broadcast term here for you. 3rd down and 2. And they hand it off.
Oh,
big opening. Oh, wow, the shutout could be in jeopardy. It's a foot race.
Who's
40,
got him? Who's got him?
30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Skyhawks.
They avert the shutout.
What a run by Croy Burney. He broke through there, and he won the foot race to the end zone. And the Skyhawks avert the shutout.
He's played hard the whole game. Let's give him credit because he's been in the mix on a lot of plays. That just kind of skews your whole stat line for your defense.
So officially, that's going to be your 80 or 79. We'll see where they had the line of scrimmage there. It was a 3rd down call.
Had some wheels too, Jim.
Yeah, he did. I thought they had the angle on him, it looked like, but he just kept motoring away. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 6:33 to go here in the 4th quarter. It is 78-7. And now a flag down on Thunderbolts. I think we're getting an unsportsmanlike conduct call, I think, here on the pack.
Why would you do that being up 78-7?
And the referees might cut out before he could say who the number of the guilty party was for the Thunderbolts just as well. Well, Joe, I got a text from somebody claiming to be from London.
All right.
They say they're a fan of the coach's show, and they heard the number there given out, and they just want to say we're both a couple of cheeky wankers. I don't know. I don't think that's a good thing.
No, that's not.
We might be cheeky. I don't think we're the other thing, are we?
That's not a compliment.
I don't think so either. So I know my British slang.
Well,
I probably shouldn't have read that, maybe.
But as we say, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Exactly right.
Appreciate you.
That's a little personal.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's all right. 686 yards total offense, a school record for the Thunderwolves today, as well as the 78 points.
I'm guessing they broke the record they set in 2022.
And they had a chance for the biggest margin of victory, but that last touchdown took away that. So it's 71 now. The previous margin, or was it 75-3 was the final? Was it 75-0 or 75-3?
I don't remember. It was just last year, Jim.
But still, it would be, if it was 75-3, that'd be 72. This is a 71-point margin.
We're not done, though.
Onside kick, Pooch, fair catch, signaled for, and taken. That was a good alert play by the Thunderwolves there. Verlis Smith, he just stuck his hand up, said fair catch.
He was brought down by his teammate, Wendell Cole.
He got smoked there by Wendell.
I think Wendell was thinking the exact same thing, didn't realize that Verlis was next to him.
6:33 to go, Joe. Let's go to
look who's coming in at quarterback.
Finally, your man.
Blake Short.
You've been calling for him all year. He's had a couple of, I don't want to say embarrassing, but I remember the run where he ran right into the backside of a guy. I think it was at Grand Valley and went straight backwards.
He's just wired different. He's
got that blue hue hair, too.
Yeah, just
different dude.
And he zips the ball. The clock is running, so.
Takes the snap, hands it off. That's Virgin. Flag down, going to get a hold here on the Thunderwolves. I think the guilty party here is the left tackle, Evan James, freshman out of Los Angeles. You could see the point of emphasis of the Thunderwolves off-season recruiting, these big, giant offensive linemen that they're able to sprinkle in a game like today. They can get some of these freshmen a look.
Yeah, and get them a taste, too.
Yeah.
Say, this is what you're going to be a part of.
But we all know from it's just the past few years, that's where the Thunderwolves have to get better is up front, just blocking and being physical. Now, they say they want to get that way on the defensive line, too. Defense is still pretty physical in my mind. Maybe they just want more of them.
You can never have too many.
But on the offensive line, they need to get these guys that road grader types. Look right, screen pass right to Virgin. He's got some blocking, puts his head down, across the 20, 25, 26-yard line. I like the way this guy runs. No nonsense.
No, and they need to stay in bounds. Jim's weather forecast might come true if you don't.
It is getting darker to the south, Joe.
Oh, darker, it's sunny.
But I'm looking at
that
cloud
but that's over
there.
there. We're here.
6 minutes to go.
You're not. You're a master of doom and gloom.
And they give it up the middle to Virgin. Nice cut across the 40, 45. Hit down at the 50-yard line. Another great run by Ty Virgin.
Well, Csu-Pueblo is going to be over 700 yards in offense today, which will be a school record. They already set the school record for points scored in a game.
Clock is rolling. We're down to 5.5 to go.
But after the last 3 games, Jim, they needed a game like this.
Yes,
they
exactly.
needed to get right.
The old get well game. And then Adams comes in next week. That's another chance to get more well. High snap, but it's handled somehow. And getting back to within a yard or two of the line of scrimmage. Blake Short, great job just handling that snap there. That was very reminiscent of that snap against Mines last week that got away on that occasion.
And that just kind of deflated.
Yeah,
that was a big moment in that game.
Big turning point in the game right there. 2nd down and 11, 4:40 to go. 78-7, Thunderwolves on top. We'll have an interview after the ball game with Philip V. Hill. We got all the highlights. Aaron's told me he's got all the highlights still, despite all of our problems we've had today. Here's Virgin, or no, this is not Virgin. This is Alcifer on the left side. Takes the catch. So that's the first completion for Blake Short as a quarterback for the Thunderwolves. Blake is a junior. He's out of Flower Mound, Texas.
He's a transfer.
We have the first half highlights. We don't have the second half highlights. Okay, well, that's enough.
That means we have the starters.
Yeah, we don't want to belabor the point, do we?
We have the starters highlights. The reserves, not so much.
3rd down and 7 for the Thunderwolves. Down to 3:35 to go. Play action. Rolling to the right. Up the right sideline.
Oh my!
Got it! 15-10-5. Touchdown Thunderwolves. Shane Young. What a grab. What an adjustment on the pass. And Short. Well, what do we got now? We got whistles. It's got to be a touchdown. I don't see a flag down anywhere.
Oh, I do at the 28.
Oh, my goodness. What is this going to be about here? Sideline warning, maybe? I bet it's a sideline warning against the Thunderwolves. Celebrating that catch and running up the sideline. Nope.
Oh.
Personal foul against Fort Lewis. Great strike that time, though, by Short, but an even better snag by Young. What a catch and adjustment there, Joe, and then streaking up the sideline for the touchdown.
He spun all the way around and then stuck his hand out there and then caught it in stride. And let's give Blake Short some credit for the touch.
Extra point try upcoming here for Jacob Willig. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 3:24 to go here. We'll keep it right here.
I'm going to be heading down here in a minute.
We'll turn you down when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You ready right now? All right, turning you down. All right. So 3:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves now 85-7. 85-7. I'm trying to remember the most points I remember I remember Centennial had 92 one year against Pueblo County in a high school game. College game, maybe OU beating CU one year 72-44, maybe something like that. That was in the Chuck Fairbanks era. Well, this is right up there, the all-time blowouts. And it will be the most points ever scored in a football game by Csu-Pueblo. It's the biggest margin of victory, obviously. That's 78. Most yards in a game. Most touchdowns by a wide receiver scored in the first quarter. That's what get kind of lost in all of this, is Retzlaff had 3 touchdowns alone in the first quarter for the Thunderwolves. We had a wild 2-point conversion on the first touchdown of the game. Lots of things to talk about in our post-game show. Old buddy Wayne Gordon checking. He wants to make sure. Wayne, that is the score. It is 85-7. 85. From your cheeky broadcaster. Fort Lewis takes over at the 25-yard line. Cheeky wanker. Okay. I've been called a lot of things in my life. 1st and 10 Skyhawks from the 25-yard line. And the backup quarterback is, they have dual 20s here. Okay, let's see what Ben's trying to tell me. fifth highest scoring game in Division II this year. That means there was 4 more scores, more than 85. That's the new. What are the other 4? All right, here we go. Second down and 6 for the Skyhawks. We're down to 2:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Man starts to go in motion now. It does go in motion for the Skyhawks. Resets on the left side. Straight drop back. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling left. Running across the 30, 35, first down for the Skyhawks. Jacob Morris is the quarterback for the Skyhawks. Not cheap, Jack. Jack Everhart checking in as well. We're giving shout outs to everybody here now. It's cheeky. Cheeky, as in British. Of his cheeky. Flag down on the play. It's a personal foul on the Thunderbolts. Looks like a late hit, maybe roughing the passer. And they mark it down to the 49-yard line. So 1st and 10 Skyhawks. As they try to put up a consolation score here. Clock rolls. We're down to 2:18 to go. 85-7, Pack on top. I just want to thank all of our listeners for hanging in there with us. Probably just trying to see what I'll say. Here's Morris running for his life. Oh, he's blasted. Gets rid of the pass. What a catch! Over the middle. The fans erupt after that one. A one-handed grab over the middle for Fort Lewis there by Jacob Burr, the junior out of Grandview High School. How did he snag that thing? You heard the PA guy. A marvelous catch for 2 yards. Second down and 8. You gotta celebrate somewhere when you're Fort Lewis. I just feel like paybacks are going to be something for basketball season. Pass left side deflected. It'll be 3rd down. Now we have a stoppage. And now are we ready to go? Everybody's kind of looking around at each other, trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, they're going to put 6 more seconds on the clock. Instead of 1:15, we're going to go to 1:21. That is putting extra effort into administrating the game there by the referees. Thunder will show a late blitz. They hand the ball up the middle, and good tackle there by the Pack. Or the Thunderbolts coming in on the stop. Kenneth Lofton. So it'll be 4th down for the Skyhawks. We're down to 1:05 to go. Stay with us for our post-game show. Talk to Phil Vigil. We'll have the first half highlights for you. We'll have all the stats. We'll have a scoreboard from around the country, tell you where we're going to be next week. It's all part of the Thunderwolves post-game show. Clock rolls. We're down to 50 seconds to go. 4th down and 8 for the Skyhawks. Take the snap. Pressure up the middle. And they've got him. Moran going to get the sack for the Thunderwolves. So the ball will go over on downs to the Thunderwolves. They can go into victory formation, and we can get up on out of here. Ken Franek, listening from the Ozarks in his man cave. He's hung with us the entire ball game. We thank all of our listeners. We've had a lot of different difficulties today here. And I know I catch a lot of the heat from people texting. It's not my fault, but, I'm the guy. I'm the face of the thing, so I'll take the hit. But hopefully, iHeart gets things working. Aaron Kinnischtzke has been doing yeoman work. I can just imagine the stuff flying around in the control room there. And he's talking to guys that wear those pocket protectors, and They wear the funny glasses. They're the engineer types. They'll let you know they know a lot more than you, but they're the ones that have things screwed up all the time. But Aaron able to get us back on the air for the second half. We thank him for all of his hard work there. Victory formation taken. They send Chance Fuller out to take the snap, and that will do it. We're not going to wait for the clock to run down. We're going to go ahead and get into our final break here. 85-7 is your final score. Thunderwolves win it. Stay tuned for the postgame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Thunderwolves victorious. Let's go down to the field and Joe Cervi.
All right, down here with head coach Phil Vigil. Congratulations on your first RMAC win, your first RMAC road win. A big win all the way. General impressions of a game like this.
Yeah, we talked all week about it being the pack versus the pack, and it was about us tonight, and I was proud of our offense, defense, and special teams. It was the first time this year that we put 4 quarters together, and good. It was a great effort by everybody.
You wanted to see efficiency from the get-go, and Fort Lewis moved the ball down a little bit. They don't convert on a 4th down, and after that, it was on.
Yeah, they converted on a couple of 4th downs, I think, on that first drive, and we told these guys if we give them a chance, they're going to hang around in this game, and that's what they've done here in the past. It's a hard place to play. It's a long ways to go, and our guys took care of business, so proud of them.
You wanted to see efficiency on the offense. You want to see the run the football. Chance had a better game offensively. Talk about that side of the ball real quick.
Yeah, I was proud of Chance. Got back on track. You know, find our playmakers in space, and they did the rest. And then offensive line again took another step forward tonight. I thought running backs ran really hard. The offensive line did a really good job of blocking it up, and it was a good effort by the offense.
You know, I'm sure Coach Foskey wanted that shutout, as did the defenders. But talk about that effort today. That was 4 quarters of good defense.
It really was, and you know we got one big play on us in that entire game, and this is college football. You know what I mean? Like that's stuff. Some of that stuff's going to happen, and so obviously he's not very happy about it. I gave him a big hug afterwards and told him it's going to be okay.
Just general thoughts on early look at next week.
You know, we got to worry about us. We got to worry about the pack. We got to make sure we're healthy. We're banged up a little bit, especially up front right now, and so we got to get back, watch the tape, and get ready for Adams State. Again, it doesn't matter who we play. It's about us. It's about the pack, and we got to prepare for our faceless opponent.
All right, Coach. Congratulations. Going to bring in talk about a model of efficiency. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. Reggie Retzloff from California. Tell me about the offense today and that fast start.
It really starts up front with our big guys. They lead the charge. We tell them every day that we don't go anywhere without them. And, I mean, we got a great signal caller with Chance. Chance is a great quarterback. And we know on the outside that we preach effort, attention to detail, and toughness. And I think we really showed that today. It was a really great day for the entire offense.
It seems like you and Chance have a little bit of a connection. You go back to the Grand Valley game. You know, he runs Texas. The game's on the line. And then today, like he looked for you 3 times. You caught all 3 passes for touchdowns. Tell me about that connection.
Chance was one of the first guys I connected with when I moved out here. All summer, me and Chance worked out together, and we threw multiple times a week, and just me and him, and we hang out off the field as well. So we have a great connection. He's one of my best friends out here, and it's just really great to be able to play with a quarterback like him.
Now, they said you didn't catch anything in pregame, and so is this going to be a new omen for you?
No. Hopefully I can catch the ball in pregame, because it's not it usually doesn't end well if I can't catch the ball in pregame.
Talk a little bit about the offense trying to get off to a good start from the go. These slow starts have been plaguing you guys through the first few games, other than Midwestern. How good was it to feel to get off to a good start today?
It was amazing. I mean, it helps our entire mindset as an offense. Like when we can move the ball early and often, it relieves a lot of pressure on us. And I mean, we know we have a great defense on the other side, and that they're going to get stops and give us a chance. So when we can do our part, it helps the entire team.
All right, congratulations. Great game, Jim. Back upstairs.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks a lot to our guests. Back with more of our post-game show. It comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Thunderwolves post-game show. And Thunderwolves win today 85-7. Let's get to the highlights. Aaron Kinnischtzke has compiled them all day long. Thunderwolves on defense, first drive of the game. Saw Fort Lewis drive it all the way down to their 29-yard line, faced a 4th down 4, but a dropped pass would turn the ball over on downs. It would take the Thunderwolves 3 plays to strike first. They get him into the neutral zone. Flag is down.
Free play.
Up the right sideline for Retzlaff. He's got it in the clear. 25-20, 15-10-5, touchdown Thunderwolves.
That's a way to get right away.
The Pack would go for 2 after the touchdown. Kind of a funky formation. They split out of their regular kick rotation, lined a bunch of guys up to the left. They direct snapped it to Dvorak. He ran it on into the end zone. It was 8-0 Pack. On their next possession, the Thunderwolves again would go to Retzlaff. This time he would show his physical prowess. Fuller in the gun this time. Russell on his right hip. Straight drop back. Fuller steps up, fires over the middle. Caught. Retzlaff has it. Makes a move inside. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 10. Breaks a tackle inside the 5. Touchdown! Reggie Retzlaff.
2 catches, 2 scores.
What a physical run that was after the catch, taking it on into the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point was good. It would make it 15-0. Thunderwolves then would close out the scoring late in the first quarter, and again, it was Retzlaff. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. They're trying to get it off. Play action. They look right. Retzlaff, he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown. Reggie Retzlaff, his 3rd touchdown of the first quarter, and it's 21-0 Thunderwolves.
3 catches, 3 scores.
He's a physical beast out there, that's for sure. Tough cover for any little smallish cornerback. Extra point was good to make the score 22-0. We would move on into the second quarter. This time the Thunderwolves would go to the ground. And they wind the clock. It's 22-0 Thunderwolves on the move again here. Here's Fuller. Gives the ball to Russell up the middle. Nice moves there. He's inside the 10, inside the 5 to the goal line. Spins, touchdown! Howard Russell, what a run that time for pay dirt for the Pack.
Russell showing his muscle, Jim.
Extra point was good, and with 7:12 to go in the first half, the score was 29-0. Thunderwolves would have a lightning strike on their next possession. All he needs is the donut, right? Here's the handoff up the middle.
Uh-oh.
Big opening for Martinez. He
Uh-oh.
splits the field up the middle. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. He's cut from behind, but he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. 80 yards for the Thunderwolves. What a run by Martinez. Extra point was good to make the score 36-0 with 3:16 to go in the first half. Thunderwolves would get the ball back in a hurry again after a turnover, and this time they went back to the air. Paul's got a vacation in his sights here shortly after he gets through all this. He told his family we'll finally take a little time off. He's going to go to Vail. Here's Fuller over the middle. Cook's got it. Makes a nice adjustment there. Inside the 5 on his feet. Stretches. Touchdown. What an extra effort that time by Andrew Cook to take it on into the end zone for the touchdown for the Thunderwolves.
You can't keep that cookie in a jar.
Extra point was again good, and with 2:17 to go in the first half, it was 43-0 Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves weren't done, though. Now they wind the clock, 30 seconds to go. Plenty of time here for the Thunderwolves, though, on 1st and goal from the 7. Martinez on the left hip, straight drop back by Fuller. Pressured, gets rid of it. Right side, touchdown! The tight end, Dvorak. Tyler Dvorak, the sophomore out of Cherry Creek High School.
That's his 2nd touchdown of the season. We saw a great one on his first one. He was wide open in the end zone.
Extra point was good by Willig. That would close out the scoring in the first half. It was 50-0. The Thunderwolves would go to their bench in the second half, and the reserves did their job. Here's the handoff to Alsafar. Oh, it's play action wide open. Fake me out, Gravano. 15-10-5. Touchdown. What a fake by Kroll. And a good job as well by Alsafar carrying out the fake. I'm watching him run up the sideline, and all of a sudden here comes the ball out. Touchdown.
It's because Stevie Kroll's left-handed. And all of a sudden his right hand goes up and it's empty. His left hand comes up and just releases the ball.
I have to apologize for being fooled so badly. But the cornerback was fooled maybe worse. He had a 15-yard cushion down the sideline, did Gravano for the touchdown. Extra point good, made it 57-0. Thunderwolves then would go to reserve running back for their next score. 1st and 10. They give it up the middle. Alsafar. Nice hole there. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Musa Alsafar, the redshirt freshman out of Aurora's Grandview High School, gets on the board, and he celebrates with his lineman.
That's his first ever college touchdown.
Extra point again, good. And with 5:23 to go in the third quarter, it was 64-0 Thunderwolves. Then the reserve quarterback would get in the act.
1st and 10 from the 27. Keeper this time by Kroll. He's got an opening. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. 27-yard run for Stephen Kroll.
Stevie gets a touchdown. They all get touchdowns.
Extra point was good, and with 12:22 to go in the fourth quarter, it was 71-0 Thunderwolves. Well, the Thunderwolves have an embarrassment of riches at running back. Ty Virgin would get into the ball game. He would set up his own score with a 31-yard run down to the 3, and then we'd go in on the next play.
And they give it to Virgin up there, and puts a shoulder into the defender, takes it into the end zone, touchdown. What a run by Ty Virgin. Good series there for him.
Extra point was good with 8:09 to go in the fourth quarter. It was 78-0 Thunderwolves. Fort Lewis would get the ball back, and I apologize, I don't have this play for you, but Croy Burney would go 80 yards for a touchdown to avert the shutout. The extra point was good, made it 78-7. Thunderwolves would then close out the scoring for the day.
3rd down and 7 for the Thunderwolves, down to 3:35 to go. Play action, rolling to the right, up the right sideline.
Oh my!
Got it! 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Thunderwolves. Shane Young, what a grab!
Indeed, it was a fantastic catch by Shane Young, delivered by third-string quarterback Blake Short for his first ever career touchdown pass. Extra point was good. That would close out the scoring. Final score, Thunderwolves win it 85-7. We thank Aaron Kinnischtzke for compiling all those highlights today. We'll come back. We'll wrap up today's broadcast right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
And welcome back to Dennison Field here, Dennison Memorial Field here in Durango, Colorado. Thunderwolves win the ball game 85-7. Joe, let's get your final thoughts on the game before we go to a quick scoreboard and get out of here.
It just felt bad for Fort Lewis that they were the ones following those 3 hellacious games that Csu-Pueblo had to endure. That snapping that 3-game losing streak was big. Putting up the offense they did, getting guys playing time. This is going to feel good on the way home, but Adams is a rivalry game. They're coming next week, and Phil Vigil knows like all too well you cannot take anybody for granted, so they better be ready.
D2 scoreboard having problems today, so we'll give you some of the scores we had. They were almost over. I'm sure they're over
Jim,
by now.
It's raining.
And the rain has hit. It was a little bit too late, wasn't it? No lightning at least, but it was close. 35-7. Mines was over Shadron State late fourth quarter there. They're going to go on to victory, it looks like. Adams State at halftime led Highlands 21-7. Adams will be in town next weekend. Western Colorado had a halftime lead, 27-0 over Mesa. Black Hills State and South Dakota Mines in the backyard brawl tonight in Spearfish. That's a 6 o'clock Mountain Time kickoff. Elsewhere around the country, some brief scores for you in progress. Texas leads Kansas 20-7. Michigan leads Nebraska 28-0. Auburn over Georgia 17-10. Number 1 ranked team in the country is behind right now early on in third quarter. An early touchdown by Auburn in the second half there. Missouri over Vanderbilt 17-7. That's just into the second half. Kentucky a big win over Florida 33-14. These are finals. Penn State over Northwestern 41-13. SC knocks off Colorado. Fight on Trojans, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't cover, but they won.
So. 48-41 is the final score there. Games tonight: LSU, Ole Miss, Stanford and Oregon, Iowa State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame and Duke, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama and Mississippi State, Washington and Arizona. Nevada is at Fresno State. Oregon State is at Utah. The Rammies, they play Dixie State, which is now known as Utah Tech, right? And was Air Force idle today?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We're going to have to go find out here. Let's go find out.
No, we don't care.
Yeah, I'll just get the Mountain
No
West
one
score.
cares.
I care. I care because I want to know. Air Force, they're playing San Diego State.
Well, they're not idle then.
That's a night game tonight up at the Academy, so that'll be a big game. Charles Hurley will be there. He does all of our graphics for the fan page. All right, Joe. I mean, it was tough getting things going here, but, we got to salute Aaron Kinnischtzke for everything he did to get this game on the air in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And Aaron's a good kid. He comes from good stock. He knows family. He's a good kid, and he's been with us for a while now.
He has indeed. All right, Ben Greenberg is the sports information director here at CSU Pueblo. We thank him for all of his hard work. It's always fun traveling. He'll be driving us on the way home. Paul Plinsky, of course, joined us at halftime, the athletic director. Paul's going to be at the RMAC athletic director meetings this week as well. So he's got some vacation time after that as well. So been doing some hard work. The athletic programs at Csu-Pueblo, upward trend.
Absolutely.
All the other programs that used to be an afterthought are now they're winning conference titles. It's fun to watch everything that's going on. All right, reminder, next week we'll have the game against Adams State. We're back to 2 o'clock next week since it's a home game at the Thunder Bowl. 1:30 is the pregame show. It's Hall of Fame night, banquet night at Csu-Pueblo on Friday night. If you have a chance to get a ticket to that, I'm not sure if there's any availability on that or not, but it's a Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Joe and I will be a part of that. We look forward to that. A lot of special friends coming back to town for that, including Ryan Jensen. We hope to talk to Ryan during the ball game on Saturday as one of our guests. It is starting to pound down. The rain is coming down here in Durango. Our producer and engineer today of Thunderbolts football has been Aaron Kinnischtzke. Aaron, thanks a lot for all your hard work for making things work with what we had to play with today. The second half sounded beautiful. All right, my name is Jim Brooks, reminding you the final score here today. Thunderbolts win it 85-7. We got the Phil Vigil show. That comes your way on Thursday night, 6 o'clock from the Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. It is brought to you by Rustler Implement. We also thank Rustler Implement for sponsoring Phil Vigil's post-game interview as well. For my partner, Joe Cervi, for Aaron Kinnischtzke, I'm Jim Brooks. Good afternoon, everybody, from Durango.